Temperatures remain hot. 89 degrees in Roswell and 89 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Arberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Good morning, friends.
Welcome to the show.
What day is it?
Today is October 19th.
Today is National New Friends Day.
I need some better friends.
I need a new friend.
I'm gonna get some new friends.
I need to find new friends.
No, you need to find some new friends.
I need some better friends.
Happy National New Friends Day.
New friends.
It's showtime.
God bless America, and I hope you find a new friend because your old friends really stink. Just saying. You probably, can you find new friends? That is the question of the day. Nowadays, can you find new friends? I'd love to hear from you if you have found a new friend. I'm trying to get my Fox News running, but Will, this is over my Wi-Fi. 640 download MBPS, and upload 655. That's fairly fast.
That's really good, yeah.
So I don't know what the hell's the problem with my TV. And I want to make sure that I'm on Fox in case, I don't know, World War III hits. I got all kind of stories coming out.
No lie. Looks like we're looking closer and closer to it all the time.
Yeah, now they're talking about Korea. North Korea was partly involved in the Hamas attacks. I'll get to that. I'll get to all of that coming up this morning. Tom A. in the studio, maybe? Oh, no, he's not. He's
in Carlsbad.
Yeah, Oil Summit in Carlsbad. And I heard through the grapevine that he looked kind of spiffy. He actually got a haircut and shaved.
It was a miracle.
I'm just going to say, Mayor, you ought to be impressed that he did all that for you. I'm just saying you should be very impressed. All right, question of the day. Can you make new friends nowadays? Have you made a new friend? I'd love to hear from you. By the way, our text line this morning being brought to you by Kubota and Amigo Machinery. Text line, if you want to chime in about stuff we're talking about, 877-396-W105. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. They don't just sell parts for your car or truck. They also sell experience and how to get it done knowledge. Yeah, you like the way I said that. And if you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, or just at W105radio.com, that's all being brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well, desertsandsnm.com. Mention B in the Breakfast Club, get 10% off. 10% discount. That's pretty cool. All right, 610, be on the Breakfast Club. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for the cash. That coming up this morning. Conflict Resolution Day going on today. Dress like a dork day. Get to know your customers day. International Credit Union Day. International Gin and Tonic Day. LGBT Center Awareness Day. I tell you what, there are more days for gays and lesbians and transgenders and bisexuals. There really is. As a straight man, I'm just wondering if I'll ever have my day.
Curtis did like a whole post on Facebook about this where he went back through and listed them all. It was crazy how many there were.
Well, last week was Coming Out Day. So we continue to have all these different days. Seafood Bisque Day. One of my favorite dishes is crawfish bisque. Oh, my goodness. New Friends Day, Rainforest Day, Spirit Day, and wear purple for Domestic Violence Awareness Day, and all that going on today. Average cost to employer to when it comes to health insurance premiums for a family coverage has nearly reached $24,000 in 2023. So for an employer to cover your entire family, it would cost the employer $24,000 a year in 2023. That is an increase of 7% over last year. That is a ton of money to spend only for insurance companies to deny every damn claim that you post with them. Premiums for single coverage has risen to $8,500. That's an increase also. Unbelievable. When can we get the de-inflation instead of the inflation? Can we get Tom Brady for president? New report from Scranton, Pennsylvania, saying that residents who live on Biden Street, which they changed the name from Spruce Street to Biden Street in 2021, think the name change was stupid. They really hate the Biden Street because now they find themselves forgetting where they live if they go down Biden Street. And when they drive down Biden Street, they make stuff up. It's true. Yeah.
Do they
By the
fall
way,
off their bikes?
Yeah. Crazy.
Start lying and not even doing it well.
Yeah, doing it terrible. Biden addressed the nation. He will address the nation tonight, so he will have a State of the Nation. We haven't had one of those in a while. We'll be talking about Hamas and talking about Israel. And we've got a big, big problem in our capital right now. And what we're going to do about it, I do not know. But something needs to be done with Representative Tlaib. I'm going to dive down in that in just a second. 613, we'll go to the text line in just a second. Checking the weather, being brought to you by Janko Janitorial. Find them on West Main Street and Artesia. One-stop shop for all your janitorial supplies. If you call, they can deliver the janitorial supplies to you. Look, if you don't want to do the job yourself, they completely understand, and that's what they're there for. They do commercial, industrial, and oil-field janitorial. So if you need cleanup done, yeah, that's who you call. You call Janko Janitorial. Call Amber this morning and talk to her. Her guys and gals are all pathogen certified, hazmat certified, and PPE certified. 575-703. 1869, JankoJanitorial.com. If you need them to clean the office and that type of stuff, not a problem. They can clean the windows. They can strip the floors, wax the floors, and more. JankoJanitorial.com. Sunny today, getting up to 81, 53 tonight, 86 coming up tomorrow. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Camp the Tall Pines, beautiful Mayhill, New Mexico. This time of the year is special up in Mayhill. Leaves are starting to change colors. It's just a wonderful time. And if you haven't been up there in a while or never been up there, you ought to get in touch with them. You ought to make your reservations for this weekend. Wouldn't that be awesome? Get up there on Friday night and stay through the weekend. Start planning ahead for family reunions and church gatherings. Big gatherings are, look, they have everything that you'll ever need up there. To host the big gatherings. It's not a problem. Camp the Tall Pines, camptallpines.com. You can follow them on Facebook or call, make those reservations. 575-687-4101. Give them a call today. So the high today getting up to about 81, 53 tonight, 86 tomorrow. Weekend weather, we're going to be closer to 90. So we will be closer to 90 for the weekend. And because of additional facts have come to light, New Mexico's grand jury has decided that Alec Baldwin should once again face criminal charges for the death of the cinematographer from the movie Russ. So he will be back in the spotlight. Is this good or bad for the movie industry in New Mexico?
Do we care?
I mean, I really don't care if it's good or, I mean, the movie industry is not a moneymaker anyway, but I mean, justice must be served. That's the way that works. All right, 616, text line open, 877-396-W105. Tom's not in, so your text will not be butchered this morning.
Yeah, someone said they saw him. This morning, Tom had a blazer on with sweats and tennis shoes. I'm sure he was getting breakfast. Yeah. Friends are overrated nowadays, someone said. But wait, says Smokey in Arizona, wasn't Trump supposed to get us in World War III? Someone else says, of course, you can buy friends. Buy a couple of buffets for Tom, and you got a friend for life.
Oh, you have a friend for life.
Like a stray dog.
So, and someone had texted early this morning about some explosions in Lovington. I know you guys are just barely going on the air, but could you try to find out about what the 3 explosion sounds or whatever shook our houses last night, just outside Lovington? It was crazy, happened around 8 p.m. So if anybody has any info.
Now, we know it wasn't Tom Falling because he was actually in Carlsbad.
Yep.
So we can eliminate Tom Falling off the list. So anybody know what's going on, please let us know. All right, 618. Prince Harry is supposedly in the market to buy a house in the UK. I guess things are not working out great in Los Angeles. And today is the day that Netflix, the premium, goes up. Ad-free plan in the United States went up $3. It's $22.99 a month. Is that for like one hookup? I ought to know this because I pay it every month. Well, the problem is I don't pay it every month.
What was it again? I missed it. I was reading.
$22.99 without ads.
For who?
For Netflix.
For Netflix.
Yeah.
Well,
so
if you buy the premium one without ads, and then that's not if you add somebody else to. So because I had to add an extra person to be able to have Netflix at a different place.
Right.
Because like my house in Ruidoso.
Everybody. They're gigging us.
They are. Well, especially like for me because I have multiple houses, and so I have Netflix at one place, and I was sharing the account with the other place. It was all me, but no, now I got to pay for a whole other account at the other place.
Yeah, that doesn't work. And so I was paying for everybody and all my kids, the grandkids, and unfortunately that didn't work. So now they had to go buy their own.
They all lost their Netflix.
They all lost to Netflix, which is pretty sad. It looks like so that happens today. Netflix going up $22.99, and Netflix is one of those bills I never see because I think it's tied to my Amazon account, and they just deduct it. They just hit the credit card one time a month, and I never see it. Sad but true.
Look, I went through the other week of all the charges I have that I don't keep track of. And oh, dear, it was a lot.
Yeah, a lot. All right, we got to get to the tweet of the day being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Get in touch with Jamal. He would love to chat with you about what's going on at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway. You can also keep up with them by going to Instagram, Facebook, and following them on TikTok. Big races coming up, cash days, flashlight cash days. Olympia is going to be out there 3rd and 4th of November. And the small tire shootout, $5,000 up for grabs with 12 cars. Also, Daily Driver, True Street, Run What You Brung It, Tailgate, and more. And like I said, Olympia is going to be out there working the flashlight. It's going on November 3rd and 4th. More information, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok today. Ted Nugent talking about the American government is giving away automatic weapons or semi-automatic weapons to Israel's citizens. Joe Biden and the Defense Department is giving away guns to citizens of Israel. But in America, guns are evil. Why do you think Americans are holding on to their guns so bad?
Well, exactly. Well, and that's why the government wants to take them away, because they're like, wait a minute, these people could actually use them against us.
Yeah, and Israel, they've given them. Here's Ted Nugent talking about just that. The tweet of the day, being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway.
U.S. military, the Department of Defense, is supplying tens of thousands of AR-15s to the citizens of Israel so they can defend themselves. Salute, good idea. While at the same time, Joe Biden is, by his own words and attempted policy, is trying to ban AR-15s.
I'm determined to ban assault weapons in this country. Determined.
And 9mm. He said 9mm with a big clip makes it more powerful.
A 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body.
This is the United States of America, and our commander-in-chief is systematically, irrefutably on video destroying the America that he pledged a sacred oath to defend and stand up for. Shame on you, Joe Biden. Shame on you, Uncle Sam. Shame on you, Republicans who don't stop this insanity.
Thank you, Ted Nugent. The tweet of the day being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. All right, we're going to get to Rashida Tlaib. We'll get to that coming up this morning. Update on the razor wire that is being run in New Mexico. Thank you, Texas, for that. And MSNBC, Rachel Maddow, says that if Trump gets back in the White House, there will never be another election. Democracy will be gone. There's that word again. Too bad Tom's not here. Democracy. I have been following Michael Rappaport for a long time on Twitter. He is a big-time liberal. And it's amazing that John Cusack and Michael Rappaport are going at each other on Twitter, dropping F-bombs everywhere about the Gaza hospital bombing. And I'm talking about their effing clown, effing fool, effing this, effing that. It is great to see the Democrats.
Two liberals attacking each other?
Yeah, and not only that, Fetterman is attacking AOC. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, what's going on is Israel is not awesome.
Could we get some Democrats to grow some huevos and start taking on Omar and Tlaib? Because their rhetoric is just stupid.
It's bad. Hamas terrorists likely used North Korean weapons during the brutal attack on Israel. This information just broke about 5 minutes before we got on the air this morning. So new information coming out that the Hamas terrorists carried out the barbaric assault on Israel, likely using North Korean weapons. Analysts are saying that some of the weapons that were found at the attack and then the videos and stuff, they have pinpointed them pretty much that those are North Korean weapons. Now, were they supplied to Hamas or they were purchased to Hamas? I don't know. But North Korea has some explaining to do. And finally, Republicans said, let's end this appeasement strategy. Senators are calling for the Biden administration to formally freeze that $6 billion in ransom money. Finally, we get some Republicans, Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee, and John Ernest from Iowa, and Jackie Rosen from Nevada saying, let's freeze that money. What are we waiting on? That should already happen. I don't know if you saw it yesterday, the massive protest. If that wasn't an insurrection, my name is not Kevin.
Well, and that's one of the texters says, question of the day, what's the difference between January 6th and the Palestinians going inside the Capitol?
And what the hell are we doing? Serious. What are we doing in America? Exactly what are we doing? Who have we allowed to come into this country?
Well, and two, did you hear, well, why aren't we running people out of the Capitol? Well, we gave them warnings, but it was so loud, we're not sure they could hear us. So we're not sure we're going to charge anybody because they couldn't hear you.
You put my friend Couy Griffin in jail for 13 days without an operational toilet and without a phone call for 6 days. And these little pukes get a slap on the wrist.
Not only that, they Enrique Otario from the Proud Boys never, ever, ever set foot on the Capitol.
He was a mile away.
And he was arrested, and he's in jail for 22 years. 22 years. Yeah.
So, wow. Unbelievable. But Representative Tlaib inciting the violence, inciting the riots. Here she is inciting the crowd.
Threat. It isn't. And to my president, to our president. Yes, he's still on. Well, hold on. I know. I want him to know, as a Palestinian American, is also somebody of Muslim faith, I'm not going to forget this. And I think a lot of people are not going to forget this. And it's not a threat.
Oh, it sounds like it.
It isn't. They think we're joking. I mean, I think the White House and everyone thinks that we're just going to sit back and let this just continue to happen. No. The fact of the matter is, our lives are not safe with you or the former peach president. When are we going to feel safe? When are we going to stop funding continued, literally, oppression of indigenous communities? When are we going to say enough?
I want to know when I'm going to feel safe.
Well, I hate to tell you this, Tlaib, but the indigenous people are the Israelites. The Israelis are the indigenous people. It's been verified. They were there since 1200 BC, and there was no Palestinian state there at the time. So the indigenous people are the Israelis. Are the Israelis?
So she stirred them up, and there were protesting and rioting inside the Capitol and outside the Capitol. Listen in. That's outside. All right, let's go inside. Come on, Al, let's go inside. Here we go inside. And, you know, when Tlaib talks about she's not going to forget it and this and that, what do you think the Muslim population in America is? Anybody guess?
No, I don't know.
1%. 1.1%.
Really? Wow.
Well,
what's the Jewish population?
And growing.
Well, that's the idea in America nowadays. Pander to the smallest possible community, like the LGBTQs.
Right. So, so about 3.4 million Muslims in the United States. How many people live in the United States? 330 million. So it's about 1%. But the number is growing, and we keep letting in these refugees, and the number is definitely growing. We should have learned something from Europe. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What is the percentage of the Jewish population of the United States? Do you know?
I don't know, but I bet I could. I can
look it up
fairly quick. That the Jewish population is 7.6 million, 2.4%.
So we have twice.
No, 4.9 million adults identify as Jews. So yeah, about 2.4%. So both numbers are not that high, but
there's about twice as many Jews as there are Muslims.
Exactly, for the time being. So Tlaib, she goes on. Here's what else she had to say.
Folks are getting events canceled. Yes. Literally their First Amendment right wiped away for standing up and saying that children deserve to live. It is pure, literally inhumane for my colleagues to allow that to continue and say nothing.
I hope the Democrats grow some huevos and kick her out.
Well, let's just look. So children, yes. Then who is the one putting children in harm's way? Hamas. Who is the one cutting heads off of babies? Hamas. So Israel's just trying to defend themselves. They're not the ones putting civilians in harm's way, and they're not the ones who did a false flag exercise on their own. We had texters yesterday talking about Israel hitting the church. No. Guess what? I mean, not the church, the hospital.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. It's been confirmed now that Hamas did it to themselves.
Right. Fake news. And when you look at places like Chicago, look, I lived in Illinois for a while. I would go to Chicago quite often. This is not the Chicago I remember. Listen to this.
18 years ago, Israel took the brave step of dismantling Israel.
Wrong cut, but still. So this is on the House floor yesterday where this guy is talking, and they interrupted him. Here we go.
18 years ago, Israel took the brave step of dismantling Israeli settlements in Gaza. Handing it to
Stick a sock in her mouth.
18 years.
And I'm going to tell you, you know who that is? Some spoiled, white, rich kid. True story. That's who that is. You can count on it. And they should be charged. They should be charged. But Tlaib definitely should be. She should not be on a foreign affairs. She should not have a vote on that. I'm sorry. She has lost her right. And Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina said that yesterday.
It reads like false statements that we've seen from Hamas and other groups who want to foment hate and death in the region. It reads like this: Israel just bombed the Baptist hospital building, killing 500 Palestinians, doctors, children's patients, just like that. That was within an hour or two of the bombing, before we knew anything, before any of us could have possibly had a secured briefing, before we'd gotten an assessment from the President of the United States or any of our intelligence sources here, before we could go down to the SCIF and actually understand the details, that statement was made. Now, you'd think that'd come from a member of Hamas, but it came from a member of our Congress.
Yeah. And she needs to be dealt with for sure. 634 price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. They are not hiring right now. Look at their offices, and in New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma, they had a lot of openings, and they were able to fill every job. And you know why? Every position was filled because they offer great salary and one of the best benefit packages in the industry. From time to time, they'll be hiring again. Keep up with them at greatoilfieldjobs.com. Equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. West Texas Intermediate crude is up this morning. We're at 87.68. Brent is $90.74. Natural gas is actually down just a tad at $3.03. And that's pretty much everything we need. OPEC, of course, up also. Price oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. Check them out today. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name in Southeast New Mexico. When it comes to siding and roofing and metal buildings, seamless gutters, and the list goes on and on. That's just a small list of some of the things that they can provide. You can count on these guys to do the job and do the job right. Quality is what they're all about. I have several people that have done business, friends of mine that have done business with Seminole Siding, and they said, man, it was the best decision we ever made. Number one, they dealt with my insurance company, and they made sure everything was good to go. They did a follow-up inspection to make sure the work was done right, which it was. And in some cases, if the work is not done right, like Will said, they came out, he didn't see that there was an issue, but they said, we're going to change that part. It just doesn't look the way that we want it to look. I'm just going to say, who does that? Who does that? Yeah, Seminole Siding, they do that. They want to make sure everything is A+. Find them on the web at SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com or 575-391-1430. Need a metal building? They do your industrial and commercial metal buildings. Give them a call today. All right, we've got a lot of things to get to still to come. The thought for the day, I'm going to talk about a Roswell man that goes to trial for murdering his girlfriend. I'll get to that story up next. Text line open, 877-396-W105. Today is New Friend Day. Can you make a friend today? 637, Will.
Someone said, heck yeah, y'all fired Tom A. No, he's at the Energy Summit in Carlsbad, and he'll be checking in a little bit. And someone had asked, why is Tom in Carlsbad? That's why. Someone else said, I saw Tom at the Mayor's Oilfield Summit at the buffet line. Well, there was an actual sponsor dinner last night he was at, but he actually didn't eat all the bad stuff that he could have eaten, unless he ate it after I left, because I had to duck out early to do dialysis, so he might have. But and who says that Tlaib's not a member of Hamas?
I didn't say it.
No, that's what. But the senator, or I think it was the congressman, said that that you would think that this was a member of Hamas, but it's a member of our Congress.
There you go. Yeah.
Y'all let Tom venture off by himself? ? Well, it was by necessity, and I was there to supervise initially, and I'll be back over there in Carlsbad later. But I had to. I'm kind of tied to this dialysis machine for 12 hours a day, so I had to come home to do that.
So Tom's out there, so if you're heading back out there, make sure and tell him hi. Will, I just sent you a link. It is to the Hobbs VFW, and it's sad to say that this country has money for everything, but our VFW and Hobbs, they need to raise money. And they need money, and the worst way to stay open is a service to our veterans. You got $5, you got $10, you got a 20. Whatever you got, they will take it. And that link, they need $50,000. That's their goal.
Well, these are the guys that opened up during 2022 when we had that cold snap to make sure that people had a place to shelter. Right. The VFW does a lot. And so, and especially for our veterans. So if you could help out a little bit, it would be our buddy Mark Bowman on Facebook. Send us some stuff.
You can do a one-time donation, or every month just hit them a $25 donation. So I just posted it. I just sent it to Will. Will get it posted up on our site. It's a worthy cause. These guys, it's great that they can get together and have a place to go where they can talk, and maybe they're struggling. Look, the suicide rate for our veterans in active duty. What's the number? 22? I want to say it's 22 a day. Is that right? That just seems way high. But I remember it's 20 plus. And so these guys need a place where they can go talk to people that have been in the same position they're in right now. This is a great opportunity to give. So please go check out the link and give to the VFW. Roswell man goes on trial. So he'll be on trial. He actually fled the country, went to Mexico, and taken their 3-year-old son with him, Jorge Rico Ravuna. Strangled Alyssa Sanchez at her home. He was on the run until October of 2021 when he was tracked down in Mexico and turned over to the Roswell Police Department. The only reason he was turned over and they was extradited is New Mexico does not have the death penalty. Mexico will not extradite people to Texas because they have the death penalty. So the boy was returned to family members in the United States. The jury was selected on Monday, and the trial is beginning. He has been charged with first-degree murder and child abuse. Biden to deliver a primetime foreign affairs address. That tonight, I think it's 8 o'clock our time. He will be broadcasting from the Oval Office. And police say a driver with cocaine crashed, killing 3 people, including an 8-year-old girl. El Paso police released the booking photo of this guy, and he looks like he's high as a kite. Carlos Martinez, 21 years old, was speeding and ended up killing 3 people, including that 8-year-old girl. Due to the high rate of speed, they were going to try to do a traffic stop. He ran red lights. He did all kind of stuff. But the 31-year-old driver of a car that just happened to be in the wrong place, and a 27-year-old and a 8-year-old girl died. Martinez attempted to flee the scene after the crash. Voter turnout in Albuquerque was not good. It was very slow, but in Santa Fe, they are seeing record-breaking numbers. So they've got local elections, and they said they're breaking records in Santa Fe, but in Albuquerque, numbers were kind of down just a tad. And a Roswell man has been charged with murdering his father. This is a all-around sad story. This happened in August 27th, according to police. Young man killed his dad, and the Gonzalez family, not good. Mario Gonzalez, taken to the hospital, transported to another hospital where he died. Police say they waited to charge the younger Gonzalez until the results of the autopsy came in. The autopsy came in and found that he had multiple injuries and then later died from blunt force trauma. He has been charged with second degree. Ivan Gonzalez has been charged with second degree murder. He is currently, they're searching for him. He's gone. So they did not arrest him at the time because they did not have enough information. Now he is on the run. Hamas steals the humanitarian aid money. So Joe Biden sent $100 million in aid money to the Gaza Strip. Hamas turns around and steals the taxpayer-funded humanitarian aid.
Is anybody surprised by that? I mean, seriously?
No.
We all said that the second they sent that money, it was going to end up in the hands of Hamas.
Joe Biden says, no problem, we'll send more. Not a problem. So your tax dollars, not a problem. We're gonna send more. Update on the New Mexico razor wire. Republicans and Democrats are fighting about this, and now you have Democrats from New Mexico and Texas that are now thinking about filing a lawsuit against the governor of Texas. And I want you to listen to this report because it's comical, coming from Gabe Vasquez, that talks about that citizens are impeded. This where they're laying this razor wire, nobody is out there. This is the middle of the damn desert. Who is out there, Gabe? Get your head out of your behind, please. Here we go with the update.
Texas and New Mexico Democrats have issued a joint statement in response to Texas Governor Greg Abbott placing fencing along the two states' borders near El Paso and Sunland Park. Earlier this month, Abbott announced the placement of razor wire fencing along Texas and New Mexico border, saying migrants illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border in New Mexico before entering Texas. The two states' Democratic parties released a statement condemning Abbott for, quote, infringing upon Texans and New Mexicans' right to move freely across state lines. Republicans in New Mexico fired back today, questioning in part why the barrier should be removed when, quote, fentanyl cartels, human traffickers, and members of terror watch lists pass through the border. Congressman Gabe Vasquez said on social media he is working on a package of immigration bills for long-term solutions as soon as a speaker is elected.
Oh, of course. Blame it on that there's no speaker. By the way, last night, Jordan was voted down again. Republicans need to circle the wagons and come together and get a speaker. whoever the speaker is, come together, make your side deals and whatever the case is, and get her done. But razor wires impeding travel. Nobody has a...
Yeah, because there's so many Texans and New Mexicans that are trying to cross right there.
Yeah.
They just
but
use the
nobody has
highway.
a problem when Stop the Oil stops traffic because of protesting. Nobody has a problem with that impeding my travel, but in the middle of the desert, by God. Gabe Vasquez. Can we get him out of there and get him out of there today?
Please, please, please.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable. Boom or bust, they are there. Unleaded, diesel, DEF value, interstate batteries. They can deliver all of that. Find out more information at wakefieldoil.com. Mr. Wendell Wakefield, almost 40 years ago, came to New Mexico and started Wakefield Oil. Thought for the day, a memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, I try to be a nice person, but sometimes my mouth simply does not cooperate. I got in trouble today for saying something I probably shouldn't have. But what the heck? I try to control it, but sometimes it just gets me in trouble. Sad but true. All right, 648. Anybody following my personal Facebook page, today was a good day because we started the process of adopting Wee's daughter. So I am adopting her daughter, who, is not my blood, but 9 years ago when me and Wee got together, she was a little bitty girl. And I thought of her as my daughter. So she is.
Papa Kevin is about the only Papa she's known.
Exactly. And so with that, of course, comes a chance to become a U.S. citizen also. So she wants
Kendra
to go,
could come back with y'all? That would be wicked.
Yeah, and she wants to go to school to become a doctor. And so that's the plan. So the process has begun. How long it will take, God only knows. The wheels of justice take are very, very, very slow.
Well, congrats to both of y'all. That's awesome.
Working on it. All right, 649, be on the Breakfast Club. Wrap up the text. I got a couple more stories. We got the national anthem and the pledge on the way. We've got things that happen on this date in history. We'll take out the trash and more. I got a story, and Russ, you alluded to it a couple weeks ago. What's going to happen with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. being independent? And he said something yesterday that might take the black vote away from the Democrats. I'll get to that.
Well, speaking of text, I have to stop and say thank you. Thank you to Lovington Liberal for proving yet again that we are right on this show. Because, and not just on the political spectrum, we are 100% correct. Because a statement like this only solidifies how insane the left is. I'd rather have AOC or Omar for president than Trump any day.
You have lost your damn mind.
Rather have a Muslim or a moron.
Than
President Donald Trump.
Well, and clearly he'd rather have Biden because he voted for him. Or she, I don't know.
Let me get this right. What exactly did Trump do to you? Did he touch you somewhere? Show the doll where he touched you.
His tweet touched him in a bad place.
Oh, my God, the tweet. He said something ugly about his mom or dad.
The most transparent president we've ever had, the most charitable president we've ever had, the only president we've ever had donated his salary, the only president to bring peace to the Middle East and peace treaties between other independent European nations. I don't know, heralded historic peace treatment. What did he do?
Well, under Donald Trump, how was the economy?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Was it? I mean, I'm
lowest inflation rate in history. At one point before the pandemic, before the pandemic, the most industrial economy ever, the lowest unemployment rate ever, the lowest
I'm just
inflation rate ever. Other than that,
exactly did Trump do to Lovington Liberal? Did he grab your mom? I mean, did he? I need to know, what exactly did he do? What exactly? I'm seriously, I want you to tell me why he was a bad president.
You gotta know he's racist. I mean, because all those. Wait a minute. So all those comments that he said that weren't racist, that were
racist.
I have a question.
And I'm adopting a little brown girl. By the way, I don't know if you know it, the majority of my family is actually brown. Grandkids, kids. I like brown.
Why would you go to a country where you're surrounded by brown if you're racist?
Oh, well. That's a big question, Will. Whew. God bless him. Albuquerque man charged with attacking people outside the Sunshine Theater. So this guy was out there just pouncing on people. He slapped a couple people, picked up a rock and damaged cars, threatened to kill them. Did about $3,000 worth of damage before police got there. I'm sure they had arrested him, but I'm sure he's out on the streets today. They probably had a 24-hour hold, and he's probably will be back out there tonight doing the same damn thing. Troops are hurt after 3 drone attacks on U.S. bases in Iraq. Tensions are very, very high after that fake story about the Gaza hospital. Did you see some of our embassies and consulates? They are under attack in the Middle East. And when I look at Chicago, I alluded to the story in Chicago. That does not look like the Chicago. I'm serious. That looks like somewhere in the Middle East. You've got ISIS flags being flown. You got Hamas flags being flown. It doesn't even look like America. It looks like a totally different place. Unbelievable. Where did these people come from? Who are they? And do they want to do bad things to citizens of America? You don't know. I don't know. Because we didn't vet them. Most of them. Noisy cat sets the Guinness World Book of Records. This cat is extremely noisy. It's 14 years old. Too bad Tom's not. Oh. Anyway, it set the Guinness World Book of Records. They actually recorded him. And Bella the cat purred. It measured 54.49 decibels, which
That's a loud purr. That's a loud purr.
So, set the Guinness World Book of Records for a cat purring. 3/4 of Americans support military aid for Israel. 74% of respondents, CNBC poll, says that America should support Israel militarily. But the problem is, I was reading this report this morning about our oil. Our oil reserves, and we didn't have to sell our oil reserves. It wasn't an emergency. You know why they sold the oil reserves? Right before the elections, they wanted to bring down the price of oil. The midterm elections, yeah, they wanted to bring down the price of oil. That's why they sold the reserves. To bring down the price of oil a week or two before the elections.
So we sold it at a discount rate to China.
Yep. And it wasn't an emergency, but that's why we did it. It was politically driven. And now half of our oil reserves are gone. How are we going to be able to fight a war? Because eventually we're going to get into this. Wait for it. We will. Haunted house. Best haunted house in New Mexico. Hara Hall and Tularosa was number one. No, wait. McCall's Haunted Farm and Moriarty was number one. Hara Hall and Tularosa came in at number 2. The best haunted houses in New Mexico. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said something yesterday. Russ, did you catch it, what he said?
I'll let you elaborate on it. I watched it. You interpreted it. I understood what he said.
Here's what he said that could be the game changer for African-American votes. He has come out in favor of reparations.
Mm-hmm.
So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. came out yesterday in favor of reparations, and that could be a game changer for African Americans voting for Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. It really
Let
could.
the pandering begin. I'm sorry.
So I expect Joe Biden soon to say that he is in favor of reparations. No matter what happens, reparations will never pass. And I'll say it again. The day that we start giving money to people based on somebody's, we haven't had a slave in this country in how many years? 200 years?
What was
and we've said this a million times. What's the qualification? That they're black? Well, does every black person who is, are they all related to slaves? No.
And maybe their family sold people into slavery.
Okay.
That's like saying every white person is related to a slave owner.
Okay. Let me throw another thing in there. You guys know that one of my ex-wives was half black. Her daddy is black. Our kids are descendants of black slaves. So do they get reparations?
They'll get a half a check or a quarter of a check. I mean, how do you decide this? And this is the problem. Look, if we had slaves living in America today, besides you taxpayers, I might go along with that. But the slaves have died many, many years ago. And we cannot give money away by saying, well, how did your grandfather being a slave hurt you? Because on the flip side, there have been many people that have done some amazing things after their family was slaves.
Well, when in the history of any country has giving money away made that population better?
I'm just saying, and there have been several people that have said this, that when you give $60,000 a year to a group of people to raise them up, in many cases it will not raise them up. Hopefully, I mean, I would think if you did that, some people would open up businesses, but I'm not buying it. I'm just not.
And there's some that will, but the overwhelming majority will just use it as an entitlement to be more lazy.
Exactly. John Stamos has great hate for his ex-wife, Rebecca Romijn. And he said that she was the devil and all kind of other names. I didn't know it got that nasty. He's 60 years old now. I don't know if you remember this, Will. John Stamos had like 2 top 40 hits back in the day.
Did he really?
Yeah. He was a big time guy for about 1 year, and then it went away. All right, morning show this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation, ready-mix concrete. They offer the lowest possible price and great customer service. They have plants in Carlsbad and Roswell. They serve all of southeast New Mexico. If you need concrete, get in touch with Chance Materials. Their number, 575-363-3240, or go to the website, chancematerials.com. Polling numbers show that Trump and Biden are neck and neck for the 2024 election. And the independent vote could sway some people away. That's where, look, I think it's great that Kennedy is running and is for reparations, because that will not hurt hurt Donald Trump in the least bit. That will hurt the Democratic Party for sure. All right, 877-396-W105. Wrap up the Tax Morning Show this morning, being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks in one, 162 RV sites in Carlsbad. They've got 30 and 50 amps included, all utilities included in one price, including high-speed internet wired right to your hookup. Lots of street lights out there, and they are pet-friendly. 988-0392 or WWRV, WWRV times 3.com for more information. 702, wrap up the text.
So this texter says, I think giving money away helps people. I don't see how y'all wouldn't agree. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. And this is very sensitive because I have friends, good friends, who are Native American who have told me that because of their dividend that they get, it's one of the worst things that's ever happened to them as a population because it entitles the vast majority. Now, there are some, like my friends, who take that money and use it wisely to support their family. But there's many of my friends who've moved off the reservation, which means they don't get to get the dividend anymore because they've gone and made their own lives. And come back, and some of them have come back and made the reservation even better. But the whole situation with them being given checks each and every month has made them dependent on the government and has made them extra, not everybody, but a bunch of them have made them extra lazy, where they just wait for that dividend check and then use it irresponsibly.
Right.
Because it's been given to them. They didn't earn it.
Look at people that have been on welfare their entire life, and they never do anything with their life.
These are the same people that don't show up for work anytime, whenever that check hits. There's a lot of people that call out of work the next. I mean, look, you can not like what I'm saying, but it doesn't make it any less true, and it's sad. But this is all because of an entitlement program.
Why should you put the burden on taxpayers to support non-taxpayers? Why should we have to pay for others that won't get up in the morning and go to work? See, I would have less problems with giving people money if there was some type of work incentive in there.
Well, and there again with welfare, drug testing.
Oh no, that's against the Constitution. Please tell me where it says that.
Well, because if we're just going to give them money for them to support their habit, well, then let's get them on rehab before they can be eligible for it.
I would be down with that. All right, 7:04 morning show this morning, being brought to you by All American Cleaners, family owned and operated in Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, and Hobbs. Wash, dry, and fold your clothes, 17 pounds, $16.99. You're thinking about going out for the weekend, but you're like, man, I got to wash all these clothes. Just drop them off. Let them do that, and they'll starch your clothes up if you want them starched. Dry cleaning, not a problem. AllAmericanCleaners.net for more information. 81 the high today, 53 tonight, 86 coming up for your Friday. Weekend weather, we're going to be in the upper 80s. Very close to the 90s. KWMW, Maljamora 105.1 FM. We're going to qualify folks for a chance to win cash coming up next. News being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Beer. ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification. Travels very, very easy. Weighs less than 4 pounds. And comes in a traveling case. Yeah, I talked about the mirrors, but it's very well lit up so you can see exactly what you're doing. And the new and improved wall mount is now available in multiple colors. Longer extension wire, and it is simply awesome. A lot of people have bought both, which is cool. Find out more information. Call the local inventor, Rebecca Long, today, 575-631-3189, or go to the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com. We're coming right back. We're BM the Breakfast Club, W105. Let's qualify, folks, for cash.
B2B MVD in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now. Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
MTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin's Electric, serving Carlsbad for over 15 years. Griffin's Electric, bringing you the news. Call Jeremy today, 575-200-8812.
Griffin's Electric, a local contractor in Carlsbad, is looking to hire experienced electricians. Employees will work 40 to 50 hours a week with weekends off, will receive competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, paid time off, and yes, health insurance is available. Please email resumes to griffinsElectric@gmail.com or call 575-200-8812. That's 575-200-8812. Griffin's Electric is a locally sourced business that supports strong family and community values.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico's tourism department reporting record levels of visits and visitor spending from last year. Department says tourists, including New Mexicans visiting other parts of New Mexico, directly spent $8 billion in the state. The tourism department cites numbers from the marketing research company Longwoods International. Their report shows there were about 16 million overnight trips to New Mexico that year and over 24 million day trips. The most common reason for overnight leisure travel to New Mexico was to visit friends or relatives. The transition phase for a new airline serving Carlsbad's Cavern City Air Terminal moved forward after City Council approved a lease agreement with Advanced Air. Councilors approved the 2-year lease agreement that allows the Hawthorne, California-based airline to rent 545 square feet of office space at the airport south of Carlsbad. Advanced Air agreed to pay the city of Carlsbad $220 a month starting November 15th. The agreement expires October 31st, 2025 and allows Advanced Air counter space to serve customers along with a luggage handling area. During the second day of the trial of Manuel Sanchez, who was charged with murdering and burying Brian Runnels in 2014 after skeletal remains were found in 2020, the jury heard from the expert witnesses in law enforcement and crime scene investigation. The witnesses pieced together what they believed were the events leading up to Runnels' death, while Sanchez's defense attorneys questioned both the methods and conclusions of the investigation. Sanchez faces a charge each of first-degree murder and tampering with evidence, both being considered by a 12-person jury before District Judge Jane Schuler Gray in Carlsbad 5th Judicial District Court. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad I just want to get into a face-spitting contest with a deadly cobra. I got to enjoy one of life's little puzzles and mysteries last night. I got to try to eat with chopsticks. Now, to me, eating with chopsticks is like trying to do one of them Sudoku puzzles. A lot of other people seem to enjoy them, but I don't know how to get started. Now, my old lady and Dove Maker's old lady, Carlene, now they wanted to go out last night, and they wanted to go Chinese. Now, I don't mind eating Chinese, because them people, they give you a mess of food. And, man, that stuff tastes good, too. It's just an incredible labor trying to eat it. First off, they give you chopsticks. Then they give you a bowl of soup. Now, the soup I got looked like yellow water with a razor-thin slice of radish floating in it. And what was either one flat noodle or a piece of paper that had fallen in there. Mind you, I have chopsticks to eat this now. The Chinese are clever, inventive, and industrious people. But they can't be that good, because apparently nobody ever thought to invent a spoon. That one went over their heads. Then they bring you out this plate. It's got a mountain of food on it, and the most colorful, most delicious-smelling food ever put in front of me. And I got chopsticks to eat it? That ain't like a meal. That's some kind of freakish game show challenge. Now, in case y'all never ate Chinese, here's the deal. Everything them people cook comes in rice. Rice is very, very tiny. So you got to eat something very, very tiny with chopsticks. Good luck. It's like putting on contact lenses, wearing boxing gloves. You can get them close to your face, but that's about it. Wake up, America! You know that old joke, when you eat Chinese, you're hungry an hour later? That's because you're eating with chopsticks. And you got more food on the floor than you got in your stomach. We stopped at McDonald's on the way home. American Pizza.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. The time to trade up is now at Roswell Ford. Because now through the end of the month, Roswell Ford will take any trade, any condition, even if you owe thousands more than your car's value. And with a lot full of amazing deals, you can trade up and save big. Get 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and 0% on select new Ford models. With a job bringing home just $3.99 a week, Roswell Ford's aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit, even with bad credit or no credit. Check out a special edition Ford F-150 Raptor R, a 75th anniversary crew cab 4x4, a 2023 Ford Raptor Bronco, 2023 Ford F-150 Platinum Edition, and the new 2023 Ford F-150 Tremor. Now is the time to trade up. Head for Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell.
There's free holiday season savings all this week at Bob's Ridgeway. Split fryer breast, only 99 cents a pound. Selected top sirloin, $3.99 a pound. Choice beef bottom round roast, $4.99 a pound. Get russet potatoes, 5-pound bag, just $1.99. Pillsbury Graham biscuits, 2 big cans, just $5. Food Club cake mixes, just 78 cents. Folgers coffee, big 26-ounce can, only $9.88. And Halloween's right around the corner. Get the Concord Food caramel apple wraps, just $3.49, and big jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, just $2.99 each. These and well over 200 big grocery item specials this season with free holiday season savings all week at Bob's Ridgeway. 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollars always gone farther.
Somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Waiting for the light. Waiting for the light.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God Studio.
I want to wake America up.
Thousands of overly drunk individuals ruin a perfectly good Halloween party.
I just drank 12 pumpkin beers. Time for unlucky number 13. Dun, dun, dun.
Fact. Combining this with the use of sharp objects is never a good idea.
Who's ready to carve pumpkins?
Oh, that's so fun. And I brought my own pocket knife.
Fact. This eventually leads to chaos, crying, and someone going to the emergency room.
Has anybody seen my pinky?
Friends, don't let friends carve pumpkins drunk.
It could end badly. So don't let them do it. 877-396-W105. National anthem and the pledge on the way. Things that happen on this date in history and more will. And we went back to break too quick. I went downstairs. Friend of mine brought me this. It's condensed milk, chocolate, cake, and pudding mixed all together. I don't know what it's called, but it tastes like a little slice of heaven.
Oh, really? I was like, it sounds like mush.
I only got like 2 bites of it, and so she made it, and she's like, I wanted to bring you something, Daddy Kevin. I'm like, okay. I told the wife, you good with that? She goes, yeah, she's a friend of mine.
You said a little slice of heaven. I had a flashback. There's a lady that's cooking in this food cart yesterday, and I stopped in because it said something that it said rolled fried burrito, and what's the difference in that and a regular fried burrito? No, this lady made me this nice, like flour tortilla burrito. Then threw it in a pan and like caramelized it and fried it up in the pan with this sauce that she kept adding to it, this Spanish sauce, and then served me this on a plate. And it was a true fried roll burrito and salsa.
I do miss Mexican food. Yeah, I no doubt. All right, Joe Biden, we're going to get to Biden.
Hold on, because we got to read this text. Someone had said, you're not prejudiced, but you don't like Mexicans.
BS.
Well, how is that when you have Mexican children? I don't understand.
BS. Look, I have spent more time in Mexico than half you people that call yourselves Mexicans. I used to own a Mexican radio station. Please do not get it wrong. I am against illegal immigration. I have no problem with Mexicans. I have no problem with Hispanics. I have no problem with anybody. Nobody. I have zero problems with anybody.
Look, I have just as many problems with Germans who are coming illegally into the country as Hispanics. Period.
Exactly. It's not
an argument at the gym day before yesterday with a guy that was deported, and he tried to blame it on Trump because he had 6 baby mamas and didn't pay child support to any of them. And when Trump was in office, they deported him. So he wanted to blame Trump. He's Filipino. I said, don't blame Trump. Blame yourself. It's not Trump's fault that you didn't pay for your kids. It's not Trump's fault that you went out and procreated with 6 different women. That would be your fault. I'm a person that just calls it like it is. Some people don't like it. But please don't call me a racist, because that would be way off target. Would be. A recent survey finds sexual satisfaction among older adults may delay or prevent cognitive decline, which has millions of Americans begging Joe Biden to get frisky again. Don't get Grandpa a bottle of bourbon for Christmas. Get him a bottle of Cialis. He'll live longer, and his cognitive ability will be much better. Holiday spending this year in the United States expected to surpass the pre-pandemic average for the first time since the pandemic, according to a brand new study. So for the first time since the pandemic, people are going to start spending money again. Jim Jordan comes up short, second vote. Came up short. 22 Republicans were opposed to Jordan. First round, there were no sign of being able to have enough votes. Republicans, it's time that you come together and just make a deal. Hold your nose. We need a speaker.
Well, what about the 4 who voted for Jim the first time and didn't vote for him the second time? But, you know, the news left out the fact. So he got 199 one time and 200 the one time. Right. And he lost one. He lost, but 4 people who voted for him the first time voted for someone else the second time. What's up with that?
Well, and what gets me, a lot of them just don't vote at all. They will not. And you know what? We send you to Washington, D.C. to say yay or nay. Do not show up. Or if you show up, that's just chicken blankety blank. City penalizes the Biden campaign's bus harassment. City of San Marcos, Texas, along with the police department, are being penalized for their lack of responsibility to dangerous situations. Remember the I-35 back in 2020 during the election, when the Biden bus, they said, was run off the road by a bunch of crazy Trump supporters? So the city will pay $175,000 to 4 individuals on the bus who filed the lawsuit. Were they injured? No, they weren't really injured. But
triggered,
yeah, it was a violation of their rights. For rednecks,
we were triggered by the rednecks and the Trump trucks.
Yeah, for the rednecks to drive around in the big O truck. I just don't know if that was against your constitutional rights.
No.
Delaware. Looks like a Delaware former Girl Scout troop treasurer has been arrested in charge of felony theft, stealing $12,000 from the Girl Scouts. That's a lot of cookies. It really is. And flag football is going to be added to the Summer Olympics in 2028. And I'm just wondering how many NFL players are going to make up a dream team. I mean, the U.S. ought to get the goal right up the. We used to say that about basketball, but how many times have we been beaten in basketball as of late? All right, we're going to talk about Albuquerque, Sunport. Where do we rank as far as airports? Taking out trash on the way. Text line 722-877-396-W105.
So I was just doing a little research on how, if I could find out who, because Rocket had asked who the people that voted against him were. And apparently 22 Republicans voted against Jim Jordan, but I'm trying to find names. Kevin, get me in contact with the VFW. I might be able to do an Oryx raffle to raise money for them. David was saying on the text line, David, we've got their stuff on our Facebook page. Both it's on W105 Facebook page. If you want to go to W105 Radio on Facebook, you can see and the link there.
But I don't want to give it out on the air.
So someone asked, where is Tom A?
No, I could probably send it to him that way.
There you go. Someone said, where is Tom A? He's at the Energy Summit in Carlsbad. He'll be checking in shortly. Someone said Gabe wouldn't. Oh, this is Jody in Lovington. Said Gabe would not be in Congress if Lee and Eddy County had showed up and voted. Well, no doubt that. Yvette did extremely well considering the low voter turnout. She still did extremely well, especially in northern New Mexico, so she would have easily won. And Twista got their RC crawler competition in Carlsbad on Sunday. All are welcome from surrounding areas. Details found on their Facebook. It's 575 RC Crawlers, 575 RC Crawlers on Facebook. Let's see. Someone said the Hobbs News Sun had a Tuesday article. Governor Newsom launches new climate center. They put in quotes, fishy.
Yeah, I did that story. I think it was. It had to be Monday because I got the story over the weekend. She had that gathering on Saturday of last week. Yeah.
So someone asked, what's the difference between Mexican, Hispanic, and Spanish? Look, so Hispanic is just a general term that encompasses a lot of people of
Hispanic can be Guatemalan, Central American, South American. It could be.
It says relating to Spain or Spanish-speaking countries, especially those of Latin America. So that pretty much means everybody who's Hispanic or south of the border and comes of Spanish descent. So, just
yeah. I mean, look, calling people racist is the weakest link. It really is. I mean, I've been called a racist, true story. Kids that have been to my house that I fed them, but they didn't like something I said, and I'm a racist. Well, I wasn't a racist when you came to my house and ate all my damn food. I wasn't a racist when I gave you a ride home. I wasn't a racist when I allowed you to go on a trip with us, was I? But now I'm a racist. Nope, I'm still the same person. We just disagree. Quit calling me names.
Well, that's the liberal go-to. If they can't argue with you, they just call you a racist or a trend or a homophobe.
We disagree on subjects. That's okay. Man, I got a brother. Me and him don't get along on certain subjects. It's okay. I still love him. I'll call him names because he is my brother. But if you call me names, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Morning show this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. They can dry clean your clothes, starch them up, press them. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. You can find them in Carlsbad and Loving. They have coin-operated machines at all their locations, but if you want them to handle everything, that's not a problem. Find them at 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, 604 West Church Street in Carlsbad, and in Loving right there on West Cedar. If you have clothes to be washed, dried, folded, starched, dry cleaned, they can take care of all that for you. North Star Laundry, find them today. 727. We got to get to taking out trash. We'll do that. New study ranks the Albuquerque Sunport as number 5 in the nation. Number 5. That's pretty cool when it comes to customer satisfaction. I've flown out of Albuquerque a couple times. I mean, it is a mid-range airport. I mean, it's not the size of Dallas, and you wouldn't expect it to be the size of Dallas. But when it comes to customer satisfaction, they rank 5th in the country. Truckers, listen up. California Truckers Association suing the state's air quality agency over the new climate action rules that require truckers to switch to zero-emission vehicles by 2042. So the California Truckers Association actually filing suit saying that the expectations are way, way too high. Federal lawsuit filed against the California Air Resource Board. They filed that in Sacramento. Truckers Association seeking the court to permanently stop the agency from enforcing the advanced clean fleet rules that goes into effect January 1st. Now, this is a progressive thing. It goes into effect January 1st of this coming year, but they pretty want zero emissions by 2042. State Department official resigns the Biden administration. This guy's been working for the State Department for 11 years, and because of Biden's stance with Israel against Hamas, Josh Paul has decided he's leaving the State Department. Squad member Representative Tlaib ignores the U.S. intel, and goes into great detail about how Israel bombed the Gaza hospital. Sides with Hamas over Joe Biden and America. And as Will alluded to earlier, it turned out that it was a fake news story. Not true. Not true. And how would she know what is going on all the way in Palestine?
Well, and she was one of the first to tweet it out before they had a briefing or anything else. So that even other Congress people were like, how did she know this so fast?
Well, she is a Palestinian that came to America and became a representative. And there are multiple that are in Congress that are a little over the top, just a tad bit. All right, 877-396-W105. Be on the Breakfast Club, taking out the trash coming up next. It's 7:30, Will.
Shoot, I'm racist. I hate everybody, so leave me alone so I can be happy. LOL, says a texter.
Amen.
Kathy from the Patch, I've been called racist so many times. I have adopted biracial and other race children, and people just don't know what they're talking about. That's from Kathy this morning. And Hamas invaded the Capitol. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. And the real insurrection. And so why is that different? And why are there nobody being arrested or charged with the going inside the Capitol if it's Hamas, but if it's Americans who have a right to be in their capital and were let in, I'd be curious to know. So, whenever the January 6th happened, all these senators and Congress people were running for their lives and hiding in their offices and blah, 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 blah. Where is all that with this?
Hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, actually, I'd already got all my sound bites done, but she actually went down there in the middle of all of this. She is a little spark plug.
She's like, this is my capital. I'm going down the middle.
Yeah, she went down there and in the middle of all of this, she wasn't scared of it. But Capitol Police, how many arrests they made? That's the number that I want. How many arrests did they make? I bet the number is not good. 3 Texas Republicans stand firm against Jim Jordan yesterday for the second vote. And the 3 are Kate Granger of Fort Worth, Tony Gonzalez of San Antonio, and Jake Elzy Waxahachie. They all voted against Jim Jordan yesterday. And by the way, I'm wondering if they voted for Scalise, or maybe they're not going to vote for anybody. We need a speaker at this point. We need a speaker. We didn't know that all this was going to go on, but we need a speaker now. You guys need to come together. State lawyer tells a judge to silence Donald Trump yesterday, second day of that trial. The attorney for the state asked a judge to silence former President Donald Trump after Trump interrupted a witness during a heated exchange in his fraud trial. Trump showed up the second straight day for his trial, and they brought the case was brought forth, of course, by Letitia James. And during the break in the proceeding, Trump told reporters that he had struck a knockout blow in court that would soon lead the case being thrown out. Look, I don't think they're going to throw this thing out. I don't think they're going to throw it out. And Trump has had several witnesses, including Capital One and one other bank, that said, hey, we were happy with the loan. The loan was paid off, everything good. Everything. And so what's the point of all this? If the loan was paid off,
the bank doesn't have a problem with it. The appraisers signed off on it.
Yeah. And so Donald Trump didn't appraise this property on his own. That's when you bring in a outside person to do the appraisal. Nobody was hurt. Everybody got paid. Well, everybody was happy.
These prosecutors are undervaluing his property too.
Right. Yeah. The whole thing is ridiculous.
Why are all these textures continuously trying to push racism? And I know that that's the major mode of the government nowadays. That's just like saying slave owners love blacks because they own so many of them. I know a Mexican. He's my best friend. Excuse is getting old. Come on, guys. Okay, there's a difference between knowing Hispanics or Mexicans, being friends with them, and choosing one to be your life partner and making new little Mexicans with them. There's a big difference between that. So please just understand that just because I'm a certain color does not make me hate other colors. Now, there are plenty of people who are of color who hate. I mean, I know some of the most racist people on the planet are blacks and Hispanics. Old Mexicans are damn racist against black people. Just ask. If you know your grandparents, please tell me that they're not racist against black people.
Let me just say, as a white guy raising Mexican kids, I got the ugliest looks from lots of Mexicans for whatever reason. True story. Because I was raising Mexican kids.
And you're not going to find a more racist group of people than one Asian group against another. Ask me, he knows.
Man, the Chinese hate the Koreans. I got a Chinese friend here. I mean, he grew up here all his life, but Remy he's Chinese, even though he says he's Filipino. And I always tell him when I see him, hey, what's going on, Mr. Korean? Nothing pisses him off more than that. But look, racism is alive and well inside every race. I work for African American radio stations. Yeah, I work for African American radio stations, and the light-skinned folks were racist against the dark-skinned folks, and vice versa. And I've seen Hispanics that don't like people that came from another country. The Tejanos didn't like the people that came from another country. They treated them ugly. So if anybody can come up where I treated somebody ugly because of the color of their skin, I would like to know about it. I would love to know about it. And I'll wait for that. And when you come up with that, and you figure out that I'm not a racist, I can't wait for it. That'd be great. All right, taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. Find out more information today. They do residential trash pickup. Also reminding you that the Lovington Animal Shelter seeking volunteers to help with repairs, cleaning up, or walking the animals. They also need money so they can spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. Call them directly, 575-552-3669. Taking out the trash. Well, Facebook has decided you're not smart enough to know what's good and what's bad for you. Meta is going to limit the Facebook comments on Israel and Palestine posts. Social media company added it's they are going to disable post when it comes to comments about Palestine and Israel. They will just disable them, and nobody will be able to see those posts, including you. Thank you so much, Facebook and Meta. Isn't that censorship? I think it is. I'm taking out the trash. Facebook, you suck. 877-396-W105. Looks like a 71-year-old man was rescued in the Argonne Mountains. That happened earlier in the week. On Monday, they rescued him. He was up there hiking. They were able to find him. He was dehydrated. He is going to be okay. And the last story before we do things that happened on this date in history, our national anthem and our pledge. This is an awkward story to tell. But a Nebraska funeral worker was fired and arrested after returning to the apartment of a dead man to allegedly have relations with the dead man's sex doll. So.
What?
Yeah. 41-year-old Ryan Smith was arrested for burglary. And, wow. That's pretty creepy, buddy. By the way, have you ever tried a dating site? I'm just wondering, even though who's going to date you, you big creep? 20 minutes away from 8 o'clock, 20 away from 8. Things that happen on this date in history coming up next. We're being the Breakfast Club.
Someone says we all bleed red. And
no doubt.
These liberal texters are the ones who are racist, coming from a half Mexican American on my mother's side and a half Mexican on my father's side. So can't we all just get along, LOL, someone else said.
No doubt.
And the Germ says, my grandpa told my tias when we left for college, whatever you do, don't bring a Negro home. One of my tias brought back and married a Jamaican, LOL.
Oh.
And someone said, Kevin, don't worry about these guys calling you racist. What I found is the ones that call others racist seem to be the most racist of all.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, I once dated the girl. Her dad was a straight-up racist. He had a dog, and he named it the N-word. And he would go in the town, let that dog out, and then call that dog on purpose. And his daughter, his youngest daughter, the apple of his eye, ended up marrying a black guy. I thought it was divine intervention. It was pretty awesome.
Someone else.
And then they had kids.
Yeah, I don't judge people by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Amen. And someone said, try being a white guy with a black girl and see what the black community says.
Oh, no. Oh, dude. Been there, done that. Not a good look.
People like to blame everything on racism. Just because you don't agree with Kevin's comment doesn't mean he's racist. He's always treated me with respect, even we've met in person. That was from Will Hader.
Thank you, brother. I mean, you guys remember that I live with a woman that's brown. I mean, I couldn't be a racist with kids that are brown, because look up the definition of race, racist. Just look it up. Sleeping with somebody is different than having kids that are of color. All right, let's get to things that happened on this date in history, being brought to you by Train It, New Mexico. Get your CDO in 1 week. Yes, a 1-week class. And they've been so successful, 96% of people pass this course and go on to get their commercial driver's license in 1 week. 90, and on the first try. I failed to mention that. On the first try. They're based in Roswell. Mention B on the Breakfast Club. Save $100. They're going to teach you how to pass your CDL inspection, your driving tests, and, of course, your skills tests. So 1 week course. How do they teach you all of that stuff? Well, more one-on-one time. That's the bottom line. More one-on-one time and more driving time. More time behind the wheel. Find out more information. Give them a call this morning. Make sure and mention B in the Breakfast Club. Save that $100. 575-840-9555. King John of England died after eating too many peaches and washing them down with beer. In 1216, British troops surrendered in Yorktown, ending the Revolutionary War. Suddenly, the redcoats were out in 1781. Star Spangled Banner was sung publicly for the first time in 1814. For some strange reason, somebody yelled "play ball" after it was sung. World's largest gold nugget was found in South Wales in 1872. How big was it? It does not say how big it was. Thomas Edison's perfected the light bulb on this date in 1879. Also on this date in history, Julius LaRosa, a regular on CBS television program Arthur Godfrey Time, was fired on the air. This was way before Trump. It was 1953. Stock market crashed, and as the Dow Jones, the average plunged to 508 points in 1987. Heavyweight champion Mike Tyson got boxing license back after he lost it for biting the ear of Evander Holyfield in 1998. He got his license back. U.S. government opened up a antitrust case against Microsoft, and every computer in the world started acting up in 1998. Dressed like a dark day going on today. National Seafood Best Day. Baseball slugger Jose Bautista is 43 years old. Chris Kattan is 53 from Saturday Night Live. Amy Carter, President Carter's daughter, is 56. Can you believe she's 56? First daughter in the White House back in the day when mortgage rates were 14%, and we're heading in that direction right now. Boxer Evander Holyfield with a piece of his ear gone, is 61 years old. Jennifer Holliday is 63. And Jeannie C. Riley is 78 years old. Russ?
78. Hopper Valley PTA.
Yeah. She's scandalous.
And she got arrested once when she was younger for shoplifting. And but she's still touring. She's got a new song out. Harper Valley AARP.
Oh, wow. Man. And John Lithgow of Third Rock on the Sun and Perry Mason turned 78 today. Lithgow and Jeannie C. Riley, both together, 78. You never know. Maybe they could get together. 7:47, wrap up the text. We'll take a break. National anthem and the pledge on the way. And I got some sound bites from bubbling Joe Biden coming up next.
And someone says, good morning, brother. I hope you packed the lunch for the summit. Oh, God. Tom A. just passed gas down the street from the buffet, contaminating the entire place. Come on, guys.
I can see it happening.
And actually, I think they're doing a steak for lunch, so I don't even think it's a buffet.
Yeah, they usually do the steak.
Yeah, the people who call you racist don't know what it means. It's just a phrase they use to win arguments. It won't hold water. And someone said,
please give me an example.
Someone says, Kevin, it's sad that a couple of times a week you have to explain to the same two people that call you a racist that you're not a racist. You need to just stop reading their text because it's getting old.
Or just tell them to go pound sand.
Someone said, I just looked at, J-Dub from Hobbs, I just looked up racism. There's a picture of Al Sharpton on it. Oh, amen to that. He is one of the biggest race baiters and race traders out there.
No doubt.
So, I don't know. Can't read that one. Some of these I got to pre-read, sorry, because there's people that are saying some stuff that's not cool.
So let me play Biden's cut talking about the hospital that get blown up. Here we go with bumbling Joe Biden.
How about the hospital, sir? People all over the region are upset about the hospital and don't necessarily believe you or the Israelis that they didn't have anything to do with it. Do you have a message to the people in the streets right now?
Well, I can understand why in this circumstance they wouldn't believe. I can understand that. But I would not, you notice I don't say things like that unless I have faith in the source from which I've gotten it. Our Defense Department says it's highly unlikely that it was Israelis would have a different footprint. And
maybe he needs to get in touch with Tlaib and let Tlaib know that, it wasn't.
Well, highly unlikely. And then Israelis came out with drone footage that shows that it wasn't them. It was Hamas.
Right. Yeah. So he also was bumbling on stage, on the world stage. I mean, this is not like he's here. He's on the world stage. Here's where he went off, and this is where he was talking about. Shooters, and had zero to do with what's going on today.
You know, years ago, I asked the Secretary of State when he and I were working in the Senate to write something for him, and he said he wrote a line that I think is appropriate. He said, "It's not we lead, not just." Well, I won't go into it. I'll wait later.
I'm not going to go into that. I'm
when
honest.
are the Democrats going to be tired?
Yeah, this is elderly abuse. This is elderly abuse. What is going on today with Joe Biden is elderly abuse. Listen to this.
Virtually every mass shooting, every circumstance where a large number of people have been victimized.
So what are you talking about? You're in Israel. Hamas has beheaded babies, and you're talking about mass shootings. It's elderly abuse.
He doesn't remember where he's at.
Yeah, he doesn't know where he's at, and he's tired as hell. You can hear that. And the older you get, you don't have the stamina that you used to. And Joe Biden is completely lost at this point. Tell me that we don't need somebody that knows where they're at, please. Pretty sad. All right, we'll get to the text. We'll take a break. We got the national anthem and the pledge coming up. Somebody's going to get a chance to qualify for the cash. 751.
Mama Bear, absolutely embarrassing. Biden needs a nap. And someone said, boy, that's funny. Mike Tyson got his license back on Holyfield's birthday.
Yep. That was pretty sad.
Hey, Cactus from Carlsbad. I was always told growing up we were Cajun, that we were Heinz 57, which is what I was told too. And we were quite a mixture of everything. What the problem is in this world is people need to understand that nobody's pure blood except for maybe like the royal family. So people need to get over it. We're all mixed with a little bit of something along the way.
Well, I'm Cajun. I'm the same as you. My people came from somewhere else. We're indigenous people. So I'm the same as you. I have a problem with legal and non-legal immigration. That's it. I don't care where you came from. If you're good people, you're good people.
I've got Irish, German, South American. I mean, I could just goes on and on and on. Native American. I've got a little bit of everything.
That sounds like my dating history. 752. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. We're going to take a break, get updated with news. Check of the weather being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. Find them today in Roswell, 1105 East 2nd. They've got everything for the farm and ranch. They've got, of course, everything for feeding your animals. They are your certified Purina dealer. Full service hardware store right there. They've got everything like cattle guards. And, yeah, we haven't even talked about Western wear and work wear and all that stuff. Get in there and check them out. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, online at roswelllivestock.com. You can also find them in Capitan. 81 is sunny today, 53 tonight, 86 coming up for your Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be closer to the 90s. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. Anything before we take our break, Will?
Someone said, yeah, I agree. This is Germ. My ancestry DNA says it turns out I'm a mutt. LOL. And I'm not even sure the royal family is but one bloodline anymore. No, especially with Meghan Markle in there now.
Yeah, she messed it all up.
She did. She messed it all up. Look, we're all human. We're all of the human race. It's all one race. It's all right. And why are professional athletes allowed to play in the Olympic Games? Someone asked.
Man, that boat sailed a long time ago.
So someone said there was a mass shooting at a rave in Israel. Are you talking about the paragliders?
The music
came in
festival?
With the EDM festival?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Hamas. That was a terrorist attack.
Yeah. Planned out and funded, I believe, by Iran.
Well, and Black Lives Matters tweeted a picture of a paraglider saying we stand with, or something along the lines of we stand with Hamas. The same people that would throw you off a building.
Yeah, we have so many people in the United States that hate America, and then we have people outside of America that hate America also. You know what would be awesome? All the people that hate America would all move to whatever country and all live together, and then we'll have them all in one country hating America. I'm down with it. I think it's awesome.
You can camaraderise about your hate for America together.
Yeah, I think it would be great. All in one country. Let's pick a country, and we'll put them all in that one country. I think it would be awesome. Fantastic. All right, 5 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's get to the national anthem and the pledge this morning, being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's your Farmers Insurance agent, has been for 40-plus years. And I know a lot of people look at Rebecca, 40-plus years. She doesn't look. Yeah, I get it. I get it. She started when she was 19 years of age. So, and has been in business 40 plus years, and loves helping people, loves saving people money. And after being in business 40 plus years, she knows how to save people money. She knows the ins and outs. She knows the shortcuts. She knows how to save people money. And she could take care of all of your insurance, home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, make that recreational vehicle. She can save you money by bundling all of that together. And I'll say it again, if you're a young couple without life insurance, you ought to take the time to talk to Rebecca about getting life insurance. Call her today. Rebecca Long, your former insurance agent, 575-393-2661. Call her today. God bless America. God bless you. We're W105 KWMW Maljamora, 105.1 FM. Here is the national anthem and the pledge.
Hi, I'm Landry from College Lane Elementary in Hobbs, New Mexico, and I will say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave?
Straight up 8 o'clock. God bless America. God bless you. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Stand by. Your chance to qualify for cash is on the way on W105. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by the Twin Wells Fuel Station. Driving on 128 this morning, or anytime if you're on 128, need fuel, exit on Bug Jackson Road. Go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up. They're open to the public, and they do sell unleaded diesel, green diesel, red diesel, DEF value. Twin Wells Fuel Station, accepting credit cards, debit cards, and all fleet cards. Right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Sunny today, should be up to 81. 53 tonight, 86 for your Friday, and warming up to 89 for your Saturday. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. 801, checking in with news, being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, settling the really big cases. He's the guy that settles the big cases. $10 million in the Allfield case, $9 million in a medical malpractice case, settling such things as car accidents and slip and falls, any type of personal injury. RagsdaleLawFirm.com. That's where you go for more information. And if you have been involved in a criminal matter and need somebody to defend you, Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300. Give him a call today. We're coming right back. We're W105 qualifying you for cash now.
B2B MVD in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News. Chris Foster. President Biden's back from Israel and says Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu agreed with the need to help civilians in Gaza.
I got no pushback. Virtually none. Let me say it again. I got no pushback.
Gaza health officials say nearly 3,800 Palestinians have died in Israeli military strikes since Hamas terrorists attacked Israel. The Israeli military says Hamas has 203 hostages in Gaza. The House is scheduled to reconvene at noon Eastern, still with no House Speaker. Jim Jordan coming up short twice now of the votes to be elected Speaker. New Jersey Republican Jeff Van Drew on Fox Business.
What I'd like to see us do is support Jim Jordan. If for some reason Jim decides that he's not going to go forward, then we have to find somebody in caucus, and we have to support that individual.
America's listening to Fox News.
This Artesia High School Bulldogs update being brought to you by TMJ Auto Repair LLC. They're your professionals for all your automotive repair needs. TMJ is a proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs!
TMJ Auto Repair LLC, located at 603 West Main Street in Artesia, is your one-stop shop for all your automotive and tire service needs. They specialize in mechanical repairs, alignments, suspension, tires, AC service and repair. They also do exhaust, brakes, and oil changes. Call them today at 575-746-8878 or find them on the web at www.tmjautorepair.com. TMJ Auto Repair is a proud sponsor of Artesia High School Bulldog football. Go Bulldogs!
The Artesia Bulldogs ran into a determined Roswell High football team that was determined to win at the Wool Bowl last Friday night, and they did. Artesia coach Jeremy Malpin explains.
Outcoached us, they outplayed us, made plays, and we didn't. They showed up for a game, and we forgot we had one.
The Bulldogs had their chances to score inside the red zone.
We just couldn't get the ball in the end zone. They stopped us like 4 times down in the goal line area. We dropped some touchdown passes and just did some things uncharacteristic.
The Bulldogs will have to shake off this loss quickly. They're 0-1 in district now, with the Gunner Rockets coming to town Friday night.
Yeah, they're a physical team. They run the ball well and good tacklers, and we had to play a lot better this week than we did last week.
The Bulldogs could lose their number 1 ranking this week.
No, we never look at the ranking. We just want to play good football every week, and we didn't do that. We're hoping to fix that as we move forward.
Kickoff 7 p.m. Friday at the Bulldog Bowl.
This Artesia High School Bulldogs update has been brought to you by TMJ Auto Repair, LLC, located 603 Main Street in Artesia. TMJ Auto Repair is a proud supporter of your Artesia Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs!
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Get ready for the 21st annual Jalorama, Saturday, October 21st at Jal Lake Park. Brought to you in part by ConocoPhillips and Devon Energy. Jalorama is a full day of fun featuring a car show where you can see Ray Singer's Nitro Funny Car on display, a chili cook-off, rib challenge. There'll be booths to shop, food booths to grab a bite at, plus enjoy the Jalorama games, and the day ends with a public dance that evening from 7 to 11 p.m. All chili cook-off and rib challenge cooking begins at 8 a.m. with judging and awards that afternoon. Entry fee for car show or cooking challenge is $25 in advance or $30 the day of the show, with proceeds to support local charities. Early registration paid before October 13th gets a free Jalorama t-shirt. For vendor or food booth information, call 575-308-9667. That's 308-9667. Make plans to bring the family to Jal Lake Park, Saturday, October 21st for the 21st annual Jalorama.
It's time to renew New Mexico. If you have Medicaid or SNAP, you must renew to keep your benefits. If you have moved, update your contact information at yes.state.nm.us or call 1-800-283-4465. You will be mailed a turquoise envelope when it is time to renew. Your Medicaid and SNAP benefits are very important. To learn more, go to renew.hsd.nm.gov and renew New Mexico.
Reimagine every adventure, every terrain, every incredible memory. The Yamaha Wolverine family of side-by-side vehicles help you reimagine off-road capability, comfort, and confidence. Available right now at Garner's Motorsports in Hobbs. With the Wolverine RMAX 2 1000 and RMAX 4 1000, recreation meets sport and maximum power meets maximum comfort and versatility. And with the Wolverine X2 and X4 8050, extreme terrain meets its match. Find your Yamaha Wolverine at Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs, or YamahaMotorsports.com. Always protect the environment and wear your seatbelt, helmet, eye protection, and protective clothing. Read the owner's manual and product warning labels before operation. Vehicle specifications subject to change.
There is no excuse for not calling 811 before you start your digging project. The call and service are free, and the process is simple. Mark the area where you plan to dig with white paint or white flags. Available at most home shopping centers or hardware stores. Then call 811 2 business days before you start digging. Utility companies will arrive and mark any utilities in or near your digging area. For more information, visit nm811.org. A friendly reminder sponsored by your community partner, Zia Natural Gas Company.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio.
Good morning.
Introducing the Bet Betting app.
The what?
The Bet Betting app. The app that lets you bet on bets.
You can bet on that?
You bet you can bet on bets, and it's super easy. Just watch this guy.
I'm going to bet that over 5 million people will bet on Taylor Swift being at the next Chiefs game. Wow, that is easy.
And you can even bet on yourself.
Now that doesn't make sense.
Of course it does. We know you're such a degenerate, you won't even be able to control yourself either way.
Good point.
You betcha. Take your gambling problem to the next level with the Bet Betting app.
Now, I know people that will actually bet on themselves betting on something else, no doubt. Degenerate gamblers. 809 on number 877-396-W105. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. I had a good friend, actually my dad's best friend, Mr. Mac Russo. God bless him. He's dead now, but he was such a degenerate gambler that him and my dad, before they had casinos in Louisiana, went to like a house where they were running a casino. My dad said, man, I can see the guy hitting the foot pedal. The roulette table was rigged. He said, I know, but it's the only game in town. You know, it's bad when you know you're going to lose, but you still want to bet. That's bad. 810, not number 877-396-W105. Still a come boob of the day.
When I was very young, I watched my grandfather and his brother, my Uncle Lem, while we're sitting fishing, put money on the ground and bet on the frogs that was jumping off the rocks and which frog would jump next. I literally watched them bet on which frog they thought would jump next.
People love betting for whatever.
That's some boredom. That's some boredom right there.
Me personally, I don't like losing money. Seems like this football season, that's the only thing I bet on is football. And for whatever reason, this year, I am not having any luck. Hopefully the luck changes. I'm going to parlay a bunch of money. They say that's the number one thing to don't do. To bet on games. Bet on lots of games. $10 a game or whatever. Bet on 9 games. They say do not parlay because your chance of winning, yeah, you're going to win more money, but your chance of winning is slim and none. It's kind of like playing the lottery. 811, we are Beyond the Breakfast Club, Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue, brand new location right there on West Main in Artesia. That's 811 West Main in Artesia. Brand new location, also a brand new phone number, 736-2596. Call in advance if you want them to prepare meals for everybody on location or in the office. They could accommodate that. And on coming up tomorrow night, there's live entertainment. So there will be live entertainment, and which is going to be super cool. Go check out the barbecue. Look, you know everything that Roadrunner Grill has done in the past. Great lunch, great breakfast. Now they've got bar and barbecue and live entertainment on Friday. That is awesome. Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue, brand new location. That's 811 West Main in Artesia. Check them out today. 6 cities in California will install speed cameras at busy intersections as soon as next year after the governor, Gavin Newsom, signed a new law authorizing speed camera programs. So he said that he has no problem with the speed camera programs. And the way that works, if you're not used to it, they catch you speeding. They send you a ticket in the mail. What if it wasn't you driving the car? That's a whole nother. How does that work out?
I think it's just whoever the car is licensed to.
I guess, but that's not really fair. But they do take a picture of you, and I guess if it's not you, you can dispute the speeding ticket. I would think that there's got to be a component to if it's not you. And Israel-Hamas war, demonstrators arrested. 300 people were arrested yesterday. So that's the number that I wanted. 300 people arrested yesterday. And the ones that went into the Capitol building and wreaked havoc, they should be charged. Look, how can you say that it's okay for them to do it, but not the people that did it on January 6th? I don't think there's a way you can separate that.
Well, they were disgruntled, B. They had a legitimate gripe. It was okay. Because the Republicans, they were all misled. So it doesn't matter. It was all.
And a side note here. So if you're going to charge Donald Trump for inciting a riot, you need to charge Tlaib the same thing. You do. She went out there and stirred him up. So she should be charged too.
Way more than Donald Trump did. And the things she said were way more inflammatory.
Yep. Netflix announced yesterday that they will end their popular Spanish teen drama called Elite after season 8. I have no idea what that is. And actor Burt Young passed away.
Oh.
So you know I'm talking about, Burt Young?
Yes. Paulie
from Rocky. Yeah, he was the original Paulie, and he was 83 years old. He was a Marine. He was a professional boxer, and had many other acting gigs as the persona of the tough guy. He was in 160 films.
He was in so many things, and then here, it was about 4 years ago, there's a charity in the Bronx somewhere that one of the youth organizations, anyway, every year for Christmas, they've been getting $10,000 for like every year anonymously for almost 20 years. and they found out that it was Burt Young, because when he was very young child, he was helped out by that organization. So he's given them like over $250,000.
So Paulie from the Rocky movie, Burt Young, passed away yesterday. He was 83. And last night, are they going to be able to pull it out, Will? Houston, 8-5. The Astros cruised past the Rangers, and 2-1 in the ALCS. So are they going to be able to, do they go back to Arlington now?
And of course, the Rangers couldn't just put a nail in it. They have to drag it out and make it play another game.
So the Astros have been pretty good on the road, my brother said, who is a big Astros fan. He probably does 50 games a year. And so between the Astros and the Texans, he spends a lot of time going to ball games now that he's retired. But he said the Astros are a good road team, so that's not good for the Rangers. If Tom was here, he would be able to lay it all out for us.
Sure he would.
Of course, he's not here. Garth Brooks anticipates he's got a new album coming out. The limited series box set is only going to be available at Bass Pro Shop.
And only going to be $100.
$100.
No, I'm just being sarcastic.
Holy crap!
There's a breaking news story that has a magic word in it. The Capitol Police video, and apparently the pro-Palestinian demonstration yesterday interrupted some votes and some proceedings. And the Capitol Police now coming under fire from the left. So the left now attacking the Capitol Police because Capitol Police put out a report and they called it a pro-Palestinian insurrection.
Well, it's happening more and more where the left are attacking the left, which is kind of interesting. It's a little different, but it's interesting. Carolyn Andardo, one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims who testified against Giselle Maxwell at her trial for sex trafficking, died of an accidental overdose in Florida. She was 36 years old. She was the second Epstein survivor known to have suffered a fatal overdose. I want all of this to sink in. She is the second victim of Jeffrey Epstein to die of an overdose. Could it be that she knows and has names of people that were friends with Epstein and went to Epstein Island? Look, I don't know if you know this. Bill Gates' wife, his wife came out about Bill Gates being friends with Jeffrey Epstein. And she went on to say that he was a creep. And it worried her
that Bill was or Epstein was.
Well, I mean, probably both. I mean, if you know the type of person he is and you're hanging out with him, but she said Melinda Gates said that Epstein freaked her out. That he was creepy. And at some point, your husband's hanging out with this guy. She actually told Bill Gates to stop hanging out with him. Bill Gates didn't listen. But this is the second girl that died of a drug overdose. A little suspicious, maybe. And that Britney Spears books, by the way, Britney is back dancing with knives. She did another video yesterday, and police went back and did a safety check on her. Make sure she's good.
We have a phone call, Wade.
All right, let's go to the phone.
Hey, hello.
Hey, what's going on, my friend?
Yeah, I've got 20 bales of...
Oh, my goodness.
No, we're not doing studio.
Yeah, that's an hour
only
from
an
now.
hour early.
Yeah, and the reason I put the phone call in is because I'd put him on hold, and he had called back twice, hung up and called back twice after I had him on hold anyway.
He's probably on Texas time. Not only is he an hour early, he's hour and 10 minutes early. School leaders in the state are looking at how to get opioids out of our school systems. So Elaine Bernstein, president of the Albuquerque Teacher Federation, says that drugs are a big problem in the Albuquerque school system. So they're trying to get the drugs out of school. Hey, look, if it's opiates are extremely addictive and very deadly. And she says that the world has changed and they see a different role for educators. And they're really trying to get the drugs out of school. Many states have gone to drug testing students. Has anybody ever thought about that? Is that a good idea or a bad idea? The Catholic school my sister teaches at, they drug test all students. Is that a bad thing, or is it getting them ready for the workforce? And you go in the workforce, you're going to have to be drug tested. So I think it's 3 times a year they drug test the kids. And if somebody has a problem, they seek to get them help. But the governor says that we have such a bad problem with opioids in this state that we need to do something. So anybody ever thought about, maybe that'll be a question of the day. Will, would you have a problem with the state drug testing your kids?
No.
So I'm wondering how many people would have a problem drug testing of kids. I bet
only the ones who knew that their kids were abusing drugs.
Yeah, I bet the number would be high, though. People that don't want their kids to be drug tested. Megan Rapaport. Remember, she was working with Victoria's Secret and sales tanked last year. Victoria's Secret has said no to the woke, no transgenders, no Megan, because sales plummeted. So, of course, once a year they come out with their calendar and everything, and no Megan, no transgenders, just feminine women. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Hot ones.
And yeah, I think it's an awesome thing. I think it's an awesome thing. Looks like North Juarez recently opened up a center for Venezuelans that are in Juarez awaiting to come across the border. And the people of Juarez are very upset, saying that they are fed up with the trash and the panhandling. The migrants are still arriving, and the numbers have continued to set the record. Tom Holland, the guy that used to run the Border Patrol and ICE, did an interview over the weekend about the Trump plan. And he said there's one thing about the Trump immigration plan. It worked. We don't need any other plans. We just need to do what we were doing. It worked. Morale was up in the Border Patrol. Morale's got to be really down nowadays. Pretty sad. 8:25, we're going to talk about Bob Menendez. His wife entered the plea when it came to the bribery. We'll get to that. Nearly 2,200 bodies found at a funeral home. This is a troubling case. That's in Colorado. We'll get to that coming up. And I got to play the cut from Nancy Pelosi. I'll get to that. Text line 877-396-W105.
Texture says they were in Arlington last night talking about the Rangers and Astros. And it's a best-of-7 series. They play 2 more in Arlington than back in Houston for the last 2. And someone else says, I can't forgive the Astros for cheating. Half of the team are Hall of Famers, and Pete Rose can't get in? Talking about the girl, or it could be that she was so messed up from what she went through that she had to turn to drugs.
That could be.
And do these Tradio guys not even listen to the station? No, you'd be surprised how many people that call for Tradio that clearly aren't listening.
And I had to say that irritates me a little bit because we provide a free service to do that show and don't charge anybody for calling in, but then they call in because they know we do that at a certain time, but they don't even pay us enough respect to be listening while they're doing it. You got to realize most every day we answer phone calls for 5 minutes after the show is over.
Easily.
You know, because of people calling in either for phone numbers.
What's that number?
Yeah, well, now those I don't mind. That's the whole reason why I write everything down is so if people don't get the number, they can call me and get that. But when they call in after we've been into music for 15 minutes saying, I got 20 bales of, I'm like, well, you're not even showing me the respect to be listening to the station and know what's going on because Tradio's been over for 15 minutes. And that
I mean, Howard Stern at least listens and knows when it's on.
And someone says, did y'all hear that Julio Jones signed with the Philadelphia Eagles? What do y'all think about that?
Wow. All right, 8:27. We're going to get to the boob of the day on the way. We'll talk about Menendez's wife. So looks like they're charging the wife. We'll get to that, and we'll talk about the 200 bodies discovered and a new path to citizenship for people from Ecuador. Biden just changed the plan again, but just people from Ecuador. 8:27, be on the Breakfast Club Morning Show this morning, being brought to you by Randy Pettigrew, District 61. He is your state representative, the guy that's always up there in Santa Fe fighting for our way of life in Southeast New Mexico, fighting to protect the unborn, fighting for your Second Amendment rights. Randy Pettigrew, he's a guy that is always in the heat of things. And in recent years have been very, very, very lucky to get some of these moderate Democrats to cross the aisle and work with the Republicans and keep abortion at birth out of here. Keep a lot of this gun legislation out of here. So a lot of people, when we talk about walking across the aisle, they're like, well, we shouldn't work with the Democrats. No, in New Mexico, we have to work for the Democrats. We're outnumbered. So what we need to do is persuade them not to vote with the liberals. That's what we need to do. By the way, Randy has done an awesome job. This would be he's running again for office. This would be his third term in office. And he needs help. If you can help him with a campaign contribution, that would be awesome. Find out more information, RandallPettigrew.com, RandallPettigrew.com. Boob of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Anesthetics, medical professionals on staff. They offer a natural remedy, functional medicine, such as natural supplements and stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, cryogenics chamber. They also offer hormonal optimization for women. If you're going through menopause, go talk to Kelly Pfeiffer and his staff. And guys, if your testosterone is low, we know exactly what it does. The libido is way down. You have zero desire. You have zero energy. So once the testosterone level goes back up, the energy goes back up. And you start feeling better. The libido goes back up. Find out about testosterone. It all starts with the blood work. They have the lab right there at their location. 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Online at thedesertfma.com. And you can check them out on Facebook. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
So last Saturday, police in Florida were looking for a 41-year-old man named Johnny Yates to arrest him for aggravated battery. They got a tip that he was at a residence, so they went there and saw a whiteboard which had a message written on it in marker that said, Johnny Yates does not live here. As convincing as that sounds, the police didn't leave. A person was seen leaving the home, and the cops asked him if they knew where Johnny was. And yeah, he's inside with some other people. The police yelled for Johnny to come out. He didn't, so they tried smoking him out. before finally bringing in canines. The dog sniffed out Johnny. He was hiding in a modified chest of drawers. The one that was hollowed out so he could get inside of it. Johnny was arrested along with 4 other people at the house who did not cooperate with authorities. Congratulations, dude. I don't know if it's the whiteboard. I don't know. I think the chest of drawers thing is kind of cool. But regardless, you're the boob of the day.
Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Okay, Nancy Pelosi had this to say about the Speaker of the House. And wait for it. Wait. What's the key word here? Tom's not here, but what's the key word, Russ?
Say again?
What's the key word that the Democrats always have recently been saying?
Oh, insurrection? Is that the one?
No. Democracy.
Oh,
Here's
yes,
Nancy
that's right.
Pelosi.
Democracy.
Yeah, wait for it.
Respected each other's judgment. But today and yesterday, that was an assault on our democracy, as Jim Jordan assaulted our democracy on January 6th.
Jim Jordan assaulted our democracy on January 6th.
I'm sorry. What did Jim have to do with the Capitol?
Nothing.
No.
0.
But we gotta perpetuate that Jim Jordan is a MAGA Republican and it's his fault, so they won't vote him. I mean, 'cause that's all they're saying is MAGA, MAGA, MAGA.
I want to look this up again. So I make sure and get it right. I don't want to be wrong. A system of government by the whole population, all eligible members of the state, typically through elected representatives. So what did Jim Jordan take away from you when it came to elected officials?
Show me on the doll where he touched you, Nancy.
Did he use a hammer? Did he use a hammer on you?
We've got a call waiting. It's been waiting for a while, but there's 2 texts that are too classic. Will Rooney has a very correct way of speech, and somebody caught that. And he said, Will just blew the minds of a whole bunch of people that thought chest of drawers was actually Chester's drawers. Because everybody around here says chest of drawers, and you actually says chest of drawers, and, that had to blow some people's minds around here. So, and then Lovington Liberal confirms again is like a working synapses.
Wait, before you read it, hold up a second. Hold up. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All Trump did was separate families. He's an asshole. Okay. All right. I'm going to put something to bed. I'm going to put something to bed on separating families. Lovington Liberal, believe it or not, during Trump's era, the border was closed. So those people crossing it was breaking the law. They broke a law. They had to be put in confinement. Did you just want us to throw all the kids in there with all the men or all the women? Or should we throw all the men and all the kids all together in one hole in one cell? Or should we separate the children so they wouldn't be harmed by the adults? Here's another point.
Russ, you're missing the big picture. Who separated children?
Yeah.
I think it was Joe Biden.
Well, and a lot of Obama before
didn't separate kids because a lot of these kids, we had no proof that those people are their parents.
Who made the cages in the first place? Obama.
And see, Lovington Liberal and other liberals can't wrap their heads around that anything was wrong here because those people aren't breaking the law. The people that crossed the border was being held because they broke the law. Lovington Liberal, if you was riding around with your mama, okay, and because I'm sure she has to take you to the store when you get out of your basement, okay? If you're riding around with your mama, okay, and she gets pulled over and she was drinking and she gets arrested for drinking, okay, the police officers are actually going to separate her from you when they arrest her. See, she broke the law. When you break the law, they tendency to separate you from your children. So go back and wrap your head first around the thing that these people that come into our country are breaking the law. And then we'll work from there.
And on top of all that, now you look at the Joe Biden administration, who for months and months and months encouraged parentless children to come across the border by themselves. So the parents were separating themselves and sending their children across the border by themselves. So, I mean, no matter how you slice this, Lovington liberal, you're an idiot.
And by the way, there was a guy in South Texas, Representative, I can't think of his name. Anyway, he's the one that reported on the Bidens putting the kids in cages. He videoed it. And he is a Democrat that went against the party. So please, look, at least I'm equal. If a Republican does wrong, I say they do wrong. If a Democrat does wrong, I'll say they did wrong. But you can't even do the same and say the Biden administration did the same thing. It offends you so much that Trump did it, but you can't even say, well, Biden did the same thing. What the hell's the matter with you? And by the way, his name is Henry Cuellar. I'm trying to rack my brain. Henry Cuellar is the guy that videoed the whole thing.
And
go look up Henry Cuellar and look at the video.
And I got upset and totally forgot gentleman's been on hold for a while.
Let's go to the call.
Good morning. You're on B and the Breakfast Club. Thanks for holding, bud.
Hey, good morning, guys. B, I ain't talked to you in a minute. I hope you're doing good from your accident. I hope you've recovered well, sir.
All is good, man.
Hey, so I just wanted to, I'll keep this brief. I know you guys got a schedule. I just wanted to kind of bring up the fact I've been doing a lot of research about it, and I mean, I read my Bible daily, but it's kind of funny how a lot of the things that we're seeing going on in the world, they were prophesied in the Bible. And the Bible isn't just a religious document. It's a historical collection of books, and it's been historically proven accurate on several occasions. And I just find it funny, and I don't know if you guys have talked about that much, but, do some research on it. There's a lot of things that the Bible talks about, like the Euphrates River drying up, which it is, an invasion of Jerusalem, which is imminent right now. There's a lot of things that the Bible predicts towards the end of the world, and, the world may not end tomorrow, next month, next year. It might not end for 100 years. No one knows. But it's never too late to turn your life to Christ, people, and give your heart to Him. If you remember the story of Jesus on the cross, the thief next to Him, he lived a life of darkness and sin, and all he said at the end was, "Remember me." And Jesus said, "Surely you will walk in paradise." It doesn't matter with the sins you've committed or the things you've done wrong in your life. It is never too late. Turn your life to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Amen, Josh.
Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. 8:39. Looks like Democrat Senator Bob Menendez, his wife, entered the plea in that bribery case. And by the way, he's still a sitting senator, still voting. And it's kind of weird that he is on he has many cabinet positions, including foreign affairs. So this guy was bribed by foreign entities and still serving. Of course, we're all innocent until proven guilty, I guess. Wow. Did you guys see the story about the Colorado Bureau of Investigation looking into the Fremont County Coroner's Office? They removed more than 200 bodies from the Nature Funeral Home. 189 individuals and their bodies were removed from this funeral home.
So they were just stacking them up, hanging on to them?
Yeah, that's exactly. And without using the concrete vaults and, all that type of stuff. But they've removed 189 bodies. And at some point, I would think they're going to have to determine DNA on who they are.
So what were they putting in the caskets, if not the bodies?
I think they were reselling the caskets.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So that's where the money is, reselling the caskets. New legal immigration pathway for migrants from Ecuador has been implemented by the Biden administration after an influx of folks coming in. All right, when we change the rules and say, look, we're gonna give legal status to people from Ecuador. So the way it works is that Ecuadorian can sponsor a family member to come across legally because of the problems in Ecuador. Does that make more people come to America? I think it might. But there is now a legal pathway for legal Ecuadorians to bring more family members into the country.
When is enough? Don't get me wrong. I have nothing but sympathy for people who are going through a plight in their country. That being said, we cannot take on all of the world's problems. We are one country. We can't just endlessly take everybody else into our country and expect that we're going to be able to support them all.
And by the way, they have problems in their country. I think we have problems in our country. And I've done this before. I looked at the crime stats in other countries, and America's crime stats are higher than other countries. So I'm going to look at, when we take a break, I'm going to look at that. Amazon starting to test drones that will drop off your prescription at your doorstop.
Oh, yeah, there's not going to be any drug theft problem there.
No. And a 30-year mortgage, a fixed rate, up to 8% for the first time in 2000. Today is the first day. We were teetering close to 8%. Today, the first day that we went over 8%. I love this story. A French nun tackled an environmental protester outside a construction site. They were building a brand new religious center, and these people were out protesting in front of it, and she tackled one of them. Sister Agnes out there tackling folks.
Okay.
By the way, thank you, Sister Agnes. That's the way to deal with these environmentalists.
Okay.
Tackle them.
I can't get out on the phone to call somebody I need to call because this guy keeps calling. So let's do something for fun. Okay? You're on Being the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 20 bales of prairie hay for sale. Round bales, good heavy bales.
Sir, you're not on Tradio. Tradio does not come on until 9:30.
You're live on the air to our morning audience. Do you have anything to add in the conversation about the ongoing crisis between Hamas and the Israelis?
No.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Thank you. God bless you.
And he just keeps on calling and didn't take a hint.
We already told him once.
I told him off air over the phone once after that.
Oh, God bless
you. Don't talk about thick. I'm sorry.
God bless. God bless you. Hope you have an awesome day and get rid of those damn bales of hay so you don't have to call back.
Say, I'm fixing to buy 20 round bales of hay. Just get him off the phone.
Can we get somebody to buy the damn bales of hay from him? All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. We got lots of things to talk about. We got to qualify you for the cash. Tomorrow we'll give away the cash during the cash blowout. Russ will give that away during the 5 o'clock hour. Taking a break. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Fade in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, over 1,000 firearms in stock. Huge selection of firearms. All the ammo you'll ever need. They can tune up your bow. And if you're looking for personal protection items, things have gotten crazy in America. Things have gotten crazy with people killing each other. And you can't even go to Walmart nowadays and not worry about an employee killing you. That's sad. That's sad. You need personal protection. If you've been thinking about getting it and you haven't done it yet, you probably need to go down to Zia Guns and talk to them. Great folks down there. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. Maybe you're hunting and you need a new rig, they can accommodate that. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Closed on Saturday, open on Sunday. It's Zia Guns. Taking a break, 8:46. We're B and the Breakfast Club. Good news of the day and more coming up next.
B2B MVD in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. I want it now.
Call in now to win. News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico's tourism department reporting record levels of visits and visitor spending from last year. Department says tourists, including New Mexicans visiting other parts of New Mexico, directly spent $8 billion in the state. The tourism department cites numbers from the marketing research company Longwoods International. Their report shows there were about 16 million overnight trips to New Mexico that year and over 24 million day trips. The most common reason for overnight leisure travel to New Mexico was to visit friends or relatives. The transition phase for a new airline serving Carlsbad's Cavern City Air Terminal moved forward after City Council approved a lease agreement with Advanced Air. Councilors approved the 2-year lease agreement that allows the Hawthorne, California-based airline to rent 545 square feet of office space at the airport south of Carlsbad. Advanced Air agreed to pay the city of Carlsbad $220 a month starting November 15th. The agreement expires October 31st, 2025 and allows Advanced Air counter space to serve customers along with a luggage handling area. During the second day of the trial of Manuel Sanchez, who was charged with murdering and burying Brian Runnels in 2014 after skeletal remains were found in 2020, the jury heard from the expert witnesses in law enforcement and crime scene investigation. The witnesses pieced together what they believed were the events leading up to Runnels' death, while Sanchez's defense attorneys questioned both the methods and conclusions of the investigation. Sanchez faces a charge each of first-degree murder and tampering with evidence, both being considered by a 12-person jury before District Judge Jane Schuler Gray in Carlsbad 5th Judicial District Court. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Push, 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 pull, 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 drag, 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 drag. That's right. Get your happy dance going and bring those busted rides on down to Carlsbad Chevy, because it's a party. Your job is your credit at Carlsbad Chevy, and nothing helps better than a down payment that we can generate from one of mom's old boyfriend's beaters left out in the backyard. Thousands off new model Silverados and an assortment of brands you love to choose from is why everyone is shopping at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Come see what it's all about right here at the home of the great guys, Carlsbad Chevrolet.
No one ever wants to get into a car accident, but they happen. So farmers came up with a way to lend a hand when they do. With Crash Assist, the Farmer's Signal app can detect that you've been in an accident and send help your way if you want it. It's one of the many Farmers Policy perks. Call Herschel Ruston Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies. Servicing residential and commercial as well as industrial units for the patch, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Calling all Second Amendment supporters.
Hobbs Gun Club is having their annual meeting at 6 p.m. on Friday, December the 1st at the Hobbs Public Library. All are invited to attend. New officers will be elected and discussion of the year's business as well as range improvements will be held. Come to the Hobbs Gun Club annual meeting at the Hobbs Public Library at 6 p.m. on December the 1st. For more information, call Jerry, 575-390-4139. That's 575-390-4139. The Hobbs Gun Club annual meeting on December the 1st at the Hobbs Public Library.
Carlsbad's evening hotspot is Cal's Shade Western Lounge and Package, featuring nightly drink specials, karaoke Wednesday nights, open mic Thursdays for ladies' night with $1 off drinks. Plus, most Friday and Saturday nights feature live music. Don't forget the 24-lane bowling action of Cal's Cactus Lanes Bowling and Recreation Center with Cosmic Bowling Friday and Saturday nights. And eat at Berea de Rango Tuesday through Sunday. A restaurant, 2 lounges, package store, and recreation center, all at 1611 South Canal in Carlsbad. Cal's Shade Western now hiring bartenders, waitresses, security, and office personnel. Call 887-9012 for Cal's Shade Western.
Behind the wheel of your Polaris, there's a bigger world. One where you can do more in the off-road. Stop in Garner's Motorsports in Hobbs for amazing savings on select Polaris RZR, Ranger, Sportsman, and General models. Get ready to tackle trails and to-do lists this summer. With machines like these, you open your world to better ways of doing things. Explore the 2023 Polaris lineup during the Rev Up Your Summer sales event. Polaris. Think outside. Visit Garner's Motorsports today, 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs. Terms and conditions apply. See Polaris dealer for details. Driver must be at least 16 years old with a valid driver's license to operate. Read, understand, and follow your owner's manual. All riders should take a safety training course. Call 800-342-3764 for additional information.
There's pre-holiday season savings all this week at Bob's Ridgeway. Split fryer breast, only 99 cents a pound. Selected top sirloin, $3.99 a pound. Choice beef bottom round roast, $4.99 a pound. Get russet potatoes, 5-pound bag, just $1.99. Pillsbury Graham biscuits, 2 big cans, just $5. Food Club cake mixes, just 78 cents. Folgers coffee, big 26-ounce can, only $9.88. And Halloween's right around the corner. Get the Concord Food caramel apple wraps, just $3.49, and big jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, just $2.99 each. These and well over 200 big grocery item specials this season with free holiday season savings all week at Bob's Ridgeway. 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollars always gone farther.
B and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Another day in paradise already, 8:54. Good news of the day still to come. Tradio coming up at 9:30. So if you got bales of hay to sell, Russ will put you on the air at 9:30 Mountain Time, by the way, to get down to the 9:30 Mountain Time. Just thought I'd let you know.
And we have,
go ahead.
We have Tom A. on hold.
Let's go to Tom A. He's somewhere in the buffet line waiting for that steak. That's exactly what he's doing. He's waiting for the steak. They're probably starting to cook.
I already have a buffet this morning at the hotel, but man, what a beautiful morning we have here in Carlsbad. It's the 2023 Mayor's Economic Summit here at the Exhibition Center here at the Walter Gerald. And yes, sir.
Energy Summit. Energy. Mayor's Energy Summit. Economic.
Energy Summit. So,
yeah, hey, he was right there. I mean, he was in the neighborhood. I mean, he was
in the neighborhood, and it is about economics for sure. I mean, hundreds of people are out here. You know when the convention is huge, because I had to park this year all the way to the Caliche parking lot, and last year I had to
walk.
Well, last year,
it is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, last year I parked on the blacktop, but that's how you can know that a lot of people are here. And we just heard a couple of school superintendents talk about their schools and the economics that oil and gas produces for them. A couple of them have got a couple of school bonds that they will be doing here in the next few months. But we're going to be hearing from the mayor as well. This is Dale Janaway's last term. He will not run for re-election, so he'll be giving a great speech. Last night at the sponsorship dinner, we had Gail Kernan, a retiring senator, make her goodbye speech as well. And so did Dale Janaway. He was honored with 11 years of his service to the city of Carlsbad, so we're thankful for him. But later on, we're going to hear today Drew Pearson. He's one of the guest speakers, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys, and another guest as well. And you know what? Here's the deal, guys. This is a tremendous event. We're celebrating oil and gas. Regardless of what the governor says, we're celebrating oil and gas because this is what makes America go. Certainly what makes Southeast New Mexico go. And we're celebrating it here. And there'll be a huge luncheon around 11 o'clock. And, again, they'll serve people out here. And we're about to hear about some executives here in a moment.
I got that ribeye coming. What about Holly Holmes? That's what I want to know about Holly Holmes.
Yeah, Holly Holmes was one of the guest speakers last night at the sponsorship dinner. She talked about her career, how she started. You know, she's still fighting, but she says now she's picking her opponents. She's getting a little bit older, she said last night. But she gave a tremendous presentation about her career, and people were really, really impressed with it. And, of course, the legendary Mo Bandy performed last night as well, some of his great hits. And I didn't recognize that. Last time I saw him was about 40 years ago, but he brings it, man. He brought a great show last night to the sponsorship dinner.
I did not recognize him. It's been 40 years.
Well, you know, he was, of course, younger. I saw him in concert with another radio station that I was at, brought him in to play. And you know, he's seasoned, but he's seasoned very well. So he put on a great show for all the folks out there last night, guys.
So we always hear from you, Tom, that, you know, I'm in my 60s now. How old is Mo Bandy nowadays?
God, he's almost 80, guys. He talked about it
almost
last
80.
night.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and he still performs, you know, in shows like this, like last night. Not many big concerts like he used to do, but he says I keep busy, and that's really what keeps him alive. That he likes to perform in front of crowds, and of course his music is always awesome, always classic country, and what we play on our radio station. Yeah.
So, Tom, what's the plan for the day? You ate at the hotel, and of course they got the ribeyes probably already getting marinated and ready to get on the pit, and they served that about 11:30. About
11:30. I'm here in the parking lot. You could smell oh my goodness, the steaks are just burning out here. It is tremendous. And afterwards, after everybody kind of slows down eating, that's when we'll hear from both our guests this afternoon. So it's going to be great. And if it's free, you're not doing anything, come on out and get some lunch and hear great celebrities and hear the good things that the oil and gas industry is doing out here in our region.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for checking in. We'll have you back on tomorrow. And I heard that you actually shaved and got a haircut.
I did. Earlier Tuesday. And, Will was looking good. Old Kurt was looking hot, man, and his wife. So we were representing last night.
Man, you got to think for Curtis's wife. By the way, his name is Curtis. And every time we talk about Curtis, you always say, man, his wife was looking hot. You got to think for Curtis's wife.
Well, he knows it. Anyway, yeah, he was profiling.
Curtis's wife she was looking hot up in there.
I will say this: Tom A looks sharp. So.
I will promise you, as we speak right now, there's pictures on his phone he doesn't want to talk about.
Yeah, and let me just say this much, Curtis: you have to watch this guy because he'll take that side picture where he's acting like he's looking at his phone and.
Yeah.
Careful. Be careful.
It was great. I mean, and I want to thank Will.
Will have seen it.
And I want to thank Will for where I stayed last night. It's tremendous. It's got that Las Vegas feel. It's got cactus. I mean, it's got those pineapple trees or coconut trees. It's awesome. It looked like you're going back into the day.
Pineapple trees.
And
pineapple trees.
I think they're called palm trees.
Pineapple trees.
Look, man, I was just awestruck by the whole thing.
I just have to do one more correction real quick, Tommy. It's Senator Gay Kernan.
Yes, Senator Gay Kernan. What did I say?
Gail?
Yeah, Gay Kernan.
Thank you.
No, it's Gay. It's Gay Kernan.
I know. That's what I said. You said Gail.
Yeah.
So I want to know: do pineapples grow from the ground or from a tree?
Well,
I want to
know.
No, serious. I'm very interested in knowing how do they grow.
I think they go to the ground. I think they grow on the ground. So.
Well, you said pineapple tree, so I was looking for one.
Did you hear through this whole thing? Did you hear Tom ask Will for a bonus or for a raise? You didn't hear him do that, Will?
I missed that.
I had to park all the way in the thing and then walk all the way up here and everything.
And nobody would be up in a golf cart.
Yeah.
But guys, one of the features guests last night was Yvette Herrell. She was here. I wanted to stop and talk to her and ask her about what was going on in Congress and trying to get a speaker, but she was busy, and so it wasn't. I just kind of said hi, but she was there for the sponsorship dinner last night. So hopefully we'll get her
awesome, because we need to get Gabe Boskus out of there, and we need to get him out of there today. So no doubt. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you checking in. Library in New York said they got a package from Virginia the other day, and it was a book that was checked out in 1933. The amazing part that somebody would return a book from 1933 to New York, probably the most amazing thing is that the book wasn't stolen. Somebody had actually borrowed it, and actually, they returned it late, but at least it got returned. An easy jet flight Sunday was canceled after a passenger made a remark about someone on board the plane apparently defecating on the airplane. I think they used maybe the word they dropped the bomb, and everybody was off the plane. You're out of here. And somebody had defecated on the plane, and it evidently smelled on the plane. Have you ever been on the plane and somebody? It's not nice. Elon Musk is experimenting with a $1 fee for subscription to Twitter. If you want your account verified, then you will have to pay the $1. And by the way, they're looking at the $1 fee. I would, me personally, I use Twitter so much, especially to get sound bites. I would have no problem paying the $1 a month.
Well,
but that's just me.
Everybody's losing their mind over this. It's $1. You know why it's only $1? Because a bot can't pay you money. So you want to get rid of all the bots on Twitter? Boom! Charge everybody $1.
And they say that Elon Musk experimenting with that, and he mentions the Philippines and New Zealand because there are so many accounts that they believe that are fake accounts from New Zealand and the Philippines. I have no idea why the Philippines and New Zealand. And in South Carolina, a high school senior made history as the first black homecoming queen in 155 years. Porter High School, 155 years, first African-American homecoming queen. We're beyond the Breakfast Club. It is 5 minutes after the hour of 9. Morning show being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Large selection of fifth wheels, toy haulers, travel trailers, and ultralights. Big name brands. They've been in business close to 70 years now. Great service after the sale. They give great customer service when you go in there. They'll buy a unit from them. Go online and check out every one of their units. MainTrailerSalesInc.com. You can take the virtual tour of that unit. 575-622-1751. Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Trump may not be the only Republican to skip the next primary. I think it's time for Donald Trump to come back to the debates. But Ramaswamy saying he might skip the third. I don't think that would be beneficial for him. And Bob Menendez, his wife, accused of being a co-conspirator. He's the guy that, of course, took money from foreign entities. Who the hell do you think you are, Hunter and Joe? Including gold bars. I'm telling you, the gold bars took it to a whole nother level. But he is still a senator, has not stepped down, and still voting, which is kind of crazy. And voting on foreign affairs, even though he took money from foreign entities. Nuts. Courtroom brawl in Texas between a murder suspect and the family of the teen victim. By the way, the teen victim was shot 22 times by this guy. Court brawl broke out Tuesday in Texas. Family of the 16-year-old Texas girl that was shot 22 times. And the murder suspect, Frank DeLeon Jr., appeared in court in Houston to plead guilty in the case that dates back to 2022. Killed his 16-year-old girlfriend, Diamond Alvarez. Fight erupted between Alvarez's mother, and she called DeLeon a monster. That's when the whole family got into it. So there was craziness going on in the courtroom. And the great majority of Americans support a border wall. 91% of Republicans and 78% of Democrats support a border wall. Wait. Did you hear these numbers? 91% of Republicans and 78% of Democrats have zero problems with a border wall. The numbers are so high, I don't even think the Democrats could argue with these numbers. Nuts. Trucking industry leaders say that crossing the border commerce is flowing smoothly now. Remember, they were checking almost every truck. Well, looks like they're big backlog, but supposedly everything is good to go now. We're going to take a break in just a second. Our number 877-396-W105. Will Rooney in charge of the text this morning. Tom A. will be back in the studio butchering the text.
Our buddy Jared Deporto said, I went by the W105 table. No Tom A. He's wandered around somewhere. He had to walk outside to talk to us because they don't want us doing any radio broadcast in the room. Right. And someone says, Sidney Powell has some bales of grass to sell. MLG wants all electric. Go ahead.
I had somebody else call me during the break, and he says, hey, man, he says, I got 20 bales of cocaine. You interested?
And keeps calling back. Of course, you could hear his teeth grinding.
And then I wanted to point out to somebody, because I guess they think I'm rude, who actually texted in there and said you shouldn't treat your listeners like that. That was the whole point, ma'am or sir, who's ever texted in. That's not a listener. That's somebody that's not listening, doesn't even know where we're at in the show. That's what upset me.
No, they're just trying to take advantage of a free service.
Yeah. Yep, you're right about that. All right, 9:10. We're beyond the Breakfast Club. You want to get to Rhonda, or when we come back and before we do?
We'll take the break and then call her.
All right, let's do that. Morning show this morning made brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the Home Store. Broadmoor Mall, extensive collection of FR jeans and coveralls, steel toe boots, hard hats, safety gear. You name it. If you're going to work in the patch, they got it. And they also have furniture, appliances, and electronics with 0 down financing. Rig Outfitters and the home store in the Broadmoor Mall right next to Scrub Outfitters. Scrub Outfitters has a huge selection of scrubs. They are the largest outlet for scrubs in 100 miles. Name brands such as Dickies and Healing Hands and Medcouture. And they've got the cute compression socks and the comfortable shoes. So if you're looking for medical scrubs, Scrub Outfitters, Broadmoor Mall, Hobbs, right next to Rig Outfitters. Taking a break, coming back, we're on the Breakfast Club. We'll talk to Rhonda Benson during the next break. 9/11, be on the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi.
I got no pushback. Virtually none.
A day after President Biden said Israel agreed to allow aid into Gaza, the focus is now on how soon that aid could arrive. Nearly half the population of Gaza has been displaced, with the strip under blockade from Israel and Egypt. The president set to deliver a primetime address tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Lawyer Sidney Powell pleaded guilty to reduced charges over efforts to overturn Donald Trump's election loss in the 2020 election in Georgia, becoming the second defendant in the case to reach a deal with prosecutors. And the plea comes a day before jury selection was set to begin. The House scheduled to reconvene at noon Eastern time. Still no House Speaker, with Jim Jordan coming up short twice now of the votes to be elected. America's listening to Fox News.
Dear hybrids, you're the buzzword these days, huh? But of course, you know that Toyota started it all. And Toyota keeps it going with 15 hybrid, plug-in, fuel cell electric, and battery electric vehicles. From the svelte Camry to the beefy 2023 Tundra iForce Max. Toyota's the name of the electrified game. Get the lowdown on Toyota.com, folks.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Halloween is almost here. Don't be spooked by the other guys' high prices. Shop the Working Guys store and save. Work boots as low as $49. Safety and non-safety toe, lace up and pull on. Cold, wet weather is coming. Check out the huge selection of outerwear from Carhartt, Timberland, Cat, Cinch, and more. Catch scary good deals throughout the store before they're gone. Working Guys, why pay more? 109 East Broadway, downtown Hobbs.
Tired of the same routine at your boring job? The Hobbs Police Department is hiring. We're looking for motivated individuals who want to start an exciting career today. You can start with no experience at $24.78 per hour, and once you're certified, you'll get bumped up to $29 per hour. You get every other weekend off, great insurance, and an excellent retirement plan. Together, we can achieve more. Call Hobbs Police Department Recruiter today at 575-391-2640 or apply online at hobbspde.com.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Long with Farmers Insurance. The American dream of owning my own business was a constant thought growing up. I opened my insurance office at age 19, and 40 years later, I'm still here providing insurance policies for auto, home, life, commercial, boats, RVs, and ATVs. I'm Rebecca Long, and I want to be your agent. Call me today at 575-393-2661 or drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. They are passionately committed to providing their customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see them online at amigo-machinery.com.
American Oil and Natural Gas provides a reliable energy solution, powers our economy, and ensures energy independence over foreign sources. As one of the country's leading producers, Coterra Energy has a responsibility to help meet these needs. They're growing their team and bringing on new team members who are passionate about energy and making a difference in the Permian Basin. New team members receive a sign-on bonus and have access to an incredible benefits package. To apply, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in southeast New Mexico? Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay. In addition, you get para-retirement, and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everyone, this is Daniel Bellis at Carlsbad Chevrolet. I want you guys to relax a little bit. I want you to lean back and I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to buy your vehicles at Carlsbad Chevrolet. We're going to give you top dollar at Carlsbad Chevrolet to buy your vehicles. Now wake up and bring me your dang car. What's really going on? Bring your cars. You need to get rid of them. I need more. I'm ready to pay you top dollar like I pay the auctions. We need to supplement these new cars that are not coming, and we need them now. That's right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet. No hassles, no commissions, period.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
This is really degrading to women.
Call or text 877-396-W105. Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and carlsbadchevrolet.com.
The pandemic is over.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
9:17, We are B and the Breakfast Club. Good news of the day coming up this morning. Tradio, we've got all kind of stuff to sell. Before we get to Rhonda Benson, we will talk about, after we get to Rhonda Benson, we'll talk about $20 million a year. The soccer player is getting paid $20 million a year. We'll get to that. But first, Rhonda Benson from Eastern New Mexico University and Ruidoso. What's going on, Rhonda? Well, maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah, I speak too soon or something happened with her phone. Just I looked over, now the line is empty. Give me a moment, I'll reestablish. Come right.
All right. Anyway, Messi, the top Major League Soccer player, his salary listed at $20.4 million. That is a lot of money. I mean, in the NFL, if you make $9 million, that's huge. $20 million is crazy. That how much per game? $285,000 per game. Nuts. New poll finds support for exploring alternatives to democracy by using violence is one of the most looked up things on the internet, according to Google. The majority of people that support Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump believe that elected officials from opposing parties could maybe have a real insurrection. So it's not just Republicans that look that stuff up. Britney Spears has shared another shocking video of herself with a knife. By the way, Britney had a visit from the police, again, just to check on her, make sure that she is okay. People are starting to wonder, Britney, what's up with the knives? I think it's just she wants attention. Netflix say that the price hike is not going to hurt them. They're going up $3. So when you see it on your checking account this month, it's going to be $3 higher for your Netflix. And Harvard gets more pushback. Another billionaire cuts ties with Harvard over pro-Hamas remarks from Harvard. Of course, Harvard didn't really say the pro-Hamas stuff, but they did nothing to tell students not to promote the terrorist. Cher says she's leaving America if Donald Trump gets elected. Bye, sugar.
Didn't she say that before?
No, I don't think she did before.
What about all the people who did say it before and are still here?
Yeah. See ya. Because I do believe Donald Trump is going to get elected again. All right. Well,
does she realize that her irrelevance to the situation in America ran out about 3 decades ago?
Well, that woman's got so much plastic in her that, I think she's got bigger problems to worry about than Donald Trump, but that's just me. All right, I will say this much. For a woman in her almost 80, she's very attractive. I'll give her that. 9:20. We're going to talk about Alaska suing the Biden administration over canceled oil and gas leases. It's the first time a state has ever done that. We'll get to that and more coming up. Good news of the day on the way. Tradio just around the corner. And text line open 877-396-W105.
Russ, we got Rhonda back?
No, we seem to have a problem. She was on hold and everything was perfect. We lost contact and now her phone's going to voicemail. So let me work on this a couple more minutes.
All right. Will you get to the text? Let him do that. And hopefully by that time, she is back on the phone with us.
Jason from the past says, please read this text. Stolen this morning from Hobbs. My only vehicle, a 2014 black Jeep Wrangler. License plate PLL091. That's Jason from Jow this morning. And that's horrible, man. I hope you get it back. So be on the lookout for a 2014 black Jeep Wrangler. This is Mark from Hobbs. We are not a democracy in the United States of America.
Amen.
We're letting our Democrats change the language. We are a constitutional republic.
Yep.
He says representative republic, but expect others to follow Sidney Powell with a plea deal.
I wouldn't accept a plea deal. I would not accept a plea deal.
Rogers, who's racked up a $306.6 million career in earnings, agreed to a 3-year, $150.8 million deal. Someone said they sent that as part of a post.
So how much a year?
Rodgers? A 3-year, $150.8 million. So
wow,
I guess, $50 million a year.
Holy cow! And hasn't played what, 1 quarter this year? Is that guaranteed money? That's crazy money. Damn, I just wish I could throw a damn ball. That's nuts.
Someone said MLG wants all electric cars for her puppets. I wonder if she ordered an all electric plane to fly in.
No, look, she doesn't even have a electric car herself. Remember they did the commercial during the election with her boyfriend driving
the big diesel truck?
Yeah. So he had to get the car.
Go ahead. I have Mrs. Vincent back on the phone when we get there.
All right, let's talk to her now before she goes. She's a busy lady. Rhonda, how are you doing?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys for having me on the show this morning.
Not a problem. What's going on?
Well, we're doing a great fundraiser that we want to let everybody know about over there in your area because you've got a lot of great supporters over there.
So what's the fundraiser? And I'm sure it's for Eastern New Mexico University Ruidoso, correct?
Actually, it's not this time, buddy. You know, whenever my husband was elected as a House State Representative, I resigned from ENMU Ruidoso, so I don't work for the college anymore. I guess you can say I actually worked for Heartland.
There you go. Well, that's a good situation. So tell us about the fundraiser.
Absolutely. So what we have is we got a bull tag that was donated, a bull elk tag, a cow elk tag, and 2 firearms, which is a 300 Win Mag and a P365 SIG. And they are selling chances for $100 a piece, and we're going to draw 4 tickets The first person we draw will get to choose out of the 4 prizes, and so on. It'll go down the line so we hit all 4 tickets drawn. We're drawing this Saturday, so we've had these on sale for about 3 weeks now, and so we want to get the last little hump over with so we can get them all sold. We're only selling 300, so that's really good chances, especially 4 chances out of your $100. And it also goes to a great cause. It's really going to help fight for freedoms in New Mexico right now. And I'm sure you guys talk about it all the time. You know what's going on. You know what our governor is trying to do right now to everybody who is responsible gun owners. So she's trying to take your rights away from you. And there's lawsuits going all over the state. And so we've got to stand up against this. There's just no other way. It's a sad day for conservatives and people who believe in our Constitution that we have to fight against our government like this.
I agree. So how can people buy tickets for the raffle?
Absolutely. They can text my cell phone, 575-937-1475. I can send them a Square link. They can purchase however many tickets they like through the Square link. We write their names down on the tickets, and we will draw Sunday at 2 o'clock. It'll be Facebook Live through the the Federated Republican Women of Lincoln County. We will be drawing Sunday at 2 o'clock. So you only have 3 short days. So I hope all your listeners who are listening, if they did not get into the New Mexico draw this year, this is a great way for you to win a bull tag or a cow tag to feed your family. It also has a chance to win 2 great firearms. And so I hate that we got on your show so late, but we have just been blowing and going to interim committee meetings and going all over the state. So I apologize for that. But you have 3 days. And so I hope your listeners are listening right now for these great chances to win. And like I said, the funds go to help fight for our freedoms. I mean, we have to stand up against this tyrannical governor. There's no other way to say it.
So we have talked about the governor's overreach, and if you want to continue to fight the governors, this is your opportunity to get a chance to win a bull tag and a cow tag and guns, and fight the governor as we try to protect our Second Amendment rights. Give the number again, Rhonda, where they can contact you.
Absolutely. You can contact me at 575-937-1475. Write it down, give me a holler, and I'll get you set up.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much, and you guys be safe out there. 9:28. We got Tradio on the way. We got to get to the good news of the day. Before we get to the good news of the day, Alaska suing the Biden administration over the canceled oil and gas leases. You have to think about that. When the federal government cancels a oil and gas lease, how much does that cost the state? And how many of our oil and gas leases were canceled in New Mexico? So this is the first of a kind where the state sues the feds over money that was being lost. They're saying that the money that in those areas generated about $11.8 billion in revenue. And so how much of that will be lost in tax revenue for the state? So Alaska sues the Biden administration over the canceled leases. New Mexico maybe could do the same thing. All right, we got to get to the good news of the day, being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So a doctor in Virginia saw a 67-year-old patient last month named Robin Swipe who'd been dealing with depression. So he prescribed her a cat. This is where Tom A would go, aw. Her 15-year-old cat passed away recently, and he thought it was time to get her another one. He literally wrote down, get a cat, and she did. On the way home from her appointment, Robin stopped by a corn roadside stand, and they happened to have 5 kittens they were trying to adopt out. One of them was missing a paw, and that's the one she chose. The doctor's name is Earl King, so she named the cat Earlene. She says the prescription worked, and she's doing much better now. And finally, a man in South Carolina needed a new kidney. He was on the transplant list for a year when he found out his cousin was a match. He didn't even know she'd been tested. She did it all on her own. And that is the good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. His number 575-396-0513. We'll be back for the Friday edition of Be in the Breakfast Club tomorrow. Be listening throughout the day for your chance to qualify for the cash. Russ will give the cash away tomorrow afternoon. Check of news, and then we'll get right into Tradio. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Enrique Rocha, he's our guy. He's the guy that we call when we have air conditioning problems or heating problems. Most of the time, though, it's air conditioning problems. And we have trusted Enrique now for 5-6 years. He's the guy that says he always saves the day. We got units that, one of them was problematic for years, and everybody else said it had to be replaced. Enrique would baby it, get it going again, and saved us a ton of money. That's what he does. Give him a call today if you need help with your air conditioning unit, if you need an inspection done on your furnace. Enrique Rocha, 575-631-1999, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. I'm out of here. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the Friday edition of Be in the Breakfast Club. Tradio is coming up next on W105.
NTD Radio News being brought to you